Don't you know that from coast to coast, where there's dope, there's hope, where there's dope, there's hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit? Don't you know?
Clap.
Oh, shit. Look where we at. We are back. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Cats and fucking dogs.
You are back. You already know what it is. You're rocking with your boy EarthTone.
And your man Peasy.
And this is the Herbal Tea Podcast. We
Yes,
are on
it is.
episode motherfucking 5.
We're on episode
Cinco.
5.
What y'all think about that?
Man.
5 fingers of death. 5 deadly venoms. I like the number 5. That's a nice.
I like
nice
the number
round,
5.
balanced number. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you know what I'm saying? I like 5s, but I like 10s better. I also really
Fives
like
and tens.
20s.
You just keep
Hundreds,
multiplying it. That's
yeah.
why I like 5 though, because you could just keep multiplying that.
You
break
could
that
just
down, you know what I'm
keep,
saying? You
you
got
know
your
what I'm
nickel
saying?
bags, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
I like the 5s, man. But
You know
what we
what I'm
getting
saying?
into? How you feeling? What's going on in the streets? How you? What's up?
I'm
What's up with life?
trying to understand this Corval situation that you
I mean,
got. He
you know
like
what I'm saying?
ODing
Champion kind
right
of been doing
now.
their thing. Look, they don't pay me. This is not an advertisement, but I fuck with Champion. You know what I'm saying?
I
They're a
just-
throwback fashion brand.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? They kind of revamped they shit. They out here with the colors.
I like how the Corval kind of goes with the hot orange situation.
You know what I'm saying? You
he
laid
was
over
throwing-
here
like
with the
laid.
twist.
It is what it is.
And the fade is done right with the beard. I see you. I
Always,
see you.
like-
Don't think that you're not being seen. I'm just
Sometimes
letting
I
you
just
know.
want to make sure that
got
my
you.
presence is known
Okay.
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because people act like they don't see shit.
I hear you. But they just
So,
acting, so you just gotta let
They
them
just
do their
acting
thing.
true.
It is what it is. But hey, we feeling great. I hope y'all doing good. We're gonna bring y'all some music. You already know what it is. We're gonna get right into it, man.
Let's
What
get
do
to
you
the
say? What do you
shits,
say?
y'all.
I feel like talking about some motherfucking music. We
Yeah.
got a lot of it to discuss
We have
too.
a lot of.
We got an interesting
shit.
lineup for y'all today.
Yeah.
I think y'all gonna enjoy this.
Should we hit him with the disclaimer?
All right, so it's some work, you know, we put into this. We're not just
Absolutely.
jumping up and on these mics, babbling, rambling. Like we really listening to this music. We going in. We really care about these artists that we're
really
reviewing.
going-
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the rating we give you guys, if you being selected to be on this show and we reviewing your music, it's a reason. You know what I'm saying? And we want to know about y'all. But don't make the shit like finding a needle in a haystack, fam. Like, have a bio, have a website, or have somewhere, like some kind of blurb
Something.
that we could find, at least find out, okay, what's your hometown, where you grew up,
Who you
who are your
are.
influences, what kind of music you listen to,
Why
what kind
you
of
do
music
it.
you made, what pushes you, what's your inspiration, some kind of small bio, at least a paragraph that we could find and be like, all right, this who this person is, let me check out what they got to say.
Exactly.
Because other than that, it's like, there's so much music out there. We just listening to, like, what is going to distinguish you from one artist to the next other than, like, who you are? So you got to make that easily accessible for us. Make that something that we could just go and find. We shouldn't have
Exactly.
to do research like we doing a fucking paper
Like a
or
thesis.
a thesis or some
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? Some of y'all already hard to find with a simple Google search. You got to understand that that's how it is when you get started.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are getting started, at least have your bio set up in an easily accessible place. That's the first thing a public or any kind of outlet wants to know about you. They want to know who you are.
Absolutely.
What are you doing? When are you going to be doing whatever you're doing, whatever you're dropping? Why are you doing it? And basically, those are the basics of
Exactly.
of what we're looking for. So
It's the basic artist starter kit. So everybody should
Exactly.
have that. And if you don't, it's not that big of a deal, but it's gonna become a problem, especially once you start garnering fans. The further along you move in your career, you're gonna need shit like that. And it's gonna
Exactly.
frustrate people because we getting frustrated. So that's why we bring the shit up. But with that aside, we got a great lineup for you guys.
Sure
we about
do.
to review this music. And we're just gonna get right into it. Let me introduce the first Q plus artist on the list for you guys today. The Herbal Tea Podcast, episode 5.
episode 5, you've been talking about this artist and calling them out for a while now. You know what I'm saying? So
Listen.
I'm really excited to hear.
The streets is heating up, man. It's a lot going
They
on.
really
You know
are.
what I'm saying? We got the boy, Jay Saint.
Ow!
Jay motherfucking Saint. So we're gonna tell y'all a little about Jay Saint.
All right, talk to him.
He's an openly gay R&B artist, a true, authentic R&B artist. Because you know, you don't really find those two more. You got all these hybrid artists. A lot of artists want to rap, they want to sing. They may be melodic rappers. You know what I mean? They might could sing a hook here and there, but like straight up R&B, this is the type of artist we talking about with Jay Saint.
Absolutely.
So, you know, he identifies as gay, but he's an R&B artist, and he makes music not specifically for gay people, gay men, the LGBTQ community, Q+ artists, but he makes it broad to where everybody can understand it and everybody can digest it and everybody can, you know, resonate with the topics. He tries not to be so on the nose with it.
Right.
As far as his songwriting, but as far as his history, his past, where he come from, he used to write for Bad Boy. Yeah, go figure.
You mean
talk about a fun fact.
He was out there getting them cheesecakes.
He was
Juniors?
out there. Talk about, you know what I'm saying, making the band, that whole era, Danity Kane, Day 26. I know y'all familiar with those artists, those groups. Well, he was in the Bad Boy writing circles, and he ended up landing a joint on their second project, Welcome to the Dollhouse. I think the name of the joint was Pretty Boy.
Pretty Boy.
So he wrote the hook for that, and it got picked up, and that's how he got his feet wet. That's how he got his start in the music industry. You know, but he's been writing for a while. He's always wanted to be an artist, but he got his start with, you know, writing, the pen.
Right.
And you could definitely hear that in the music when you listen to it. He's of Caribbean and Haitian descent.
Yeah.
One of his biggest influences is Smokey Robinson, as far as, you know, songwriting and, you know, that penmanship, which I thought was really interesting.
I hear it. I hear it in the,
yeah,
the soul.
It's crazy because my mom's was like a big Smokey Robinson fan. Like I think she met him one time at a KFC. Like he did like an album signing or some shit, like way back. But she had like a big crush on him.
Okay.
Because you know he was light-skinned black dude with the eyes, the pretty eyes and shit. You ain't had too many of those back then. And he could sing.
Light skin was winning back then. It's still winning to an extent.
All over the place. Killing him. But yeah, Smokey Robinson was one of his big influences. And then he also talks about, you know, around that time when he was writing for Bad Boy, he wasn't out. So he wasn't openly gay. He wasn't really comfortable with that, you know, part of himself to be out with it. So it was something that kind of held him back as far as furthering his career in the music industry. He wasn't comfortable breaking out into that artist role and, you know, really bearing his all and being comfortable with himself. So that was something he kind of struggled with around that time. And it led to a hiatus, about an 8-year hiatus between when he dropped, I think he dropped like a Lucy about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And now he's back with a full-length project. You know what I'm saying? I found out also he's from Jersey City, which is crazy because I was born in Jersey City. So it's interesting you know, we doing this show because it forces us to kind of find out a little bit more about these artists other than, you know, just the surface, what you see on Instagram or whatever.
And that's exactly what we're saying with the bio situation, because we have to find out these things, these little things about you in order to correctly contextualize the music that you're bringing to us.
Absolutely, because that's the big thing about this era of music we in. Like, people need more than just the music. They want to get to know you. They want to know who you are, where you're from, what you like, what you eat, what you don't like, your political view. Like, they want to know all that shit. Yes. And that's the shit that's going to distinguish you from other people, because the music is going to set you apart, of course, but it's so much of it out there that you need other stuff to kind of, you know, catch on and get that core audience. But shout out to Jay Saint. And we're going to be checking out his project. Did you find out any, like, have you heard, like, what's your familiarity with Jay Saint? I know I put you on to him. I've been talking about him a lot, but I just found out about him myself. Like, he's been doing a lot of work with Moby. I met him at the last, I think, Moby Mike event it was.
Listen, I know he did a promo and he shot it with one of the camera people for Slay TV.
Okay.
And I had been talking, you know, to somebody from Slay TV or whatnot, and that's how I really kind of found out about who he is. I didn't realize, because Jay Saint, like, I knew you was talking about him a lot, but it didn't really click in my mind exactly who he was. Yeah. He was an artist. Then it came to me when I saw him.
Came full circle.
The Moby Fest, and then Slay TV had this Slay Fest last year. That was going on around the same time. So I started to put a picture together of who he was. Then I saw the promo video.
Gotcha.
And then I linked it to the album, because that was for his album. And that was my introduction to him. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Fun fact.
Uh-oh.
He booed up.
Booed up?
He's
like
booed up. Like
with
booed
who?
up. But he's married. Not married, but we say married because he's like with somebody.
He's committed.
He's
in
committed.
a committed relationship.
He's not ex-committed
LTR,
anymore.
not ex-committed.
He's not ex-committed anymore, like his album, but he is in a committed relationship.
Okay.
So, I just was like,
That's what's
okay,
up.
you know what I'm saying? All types of chocolate going on
Well,
here
listen,
with the blonde
shout out to
dreads
that.
and
Cool
shit
out.
like
Yeah,
that.
man, the
I'm
dreads
kind
and
of feeling the whole look and the
look,
aesthetic.
Yeah, he got a nice little package they put together. You know what I'm saying?
Another fun fact. He cuts his own hair.
I did see that.
He cuts his own hair.
I did see that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I forgot that it was a video clip of something I saw on IG or something like that. He gave himself
Yeah,
fades and all
yeah,
that
he
shit.
was.
I'm like, okay.
He said it, and then I saw the
that's
video. Like he gets his own shit done. Like, I know
Yeah.
that's not really like a big deal, but
I mean, that's
I
a
don't
lot,
cut my
especially
hair.
with people with beards and fades and all
Yeah,
that shit.
it
Like,
takes
I
some
touch my shit up
maintenance.
here and there between cuts, but I can't get myself a fade. Like I ain't going up here. And
Yeah,
fucking,
right. He's
I
doing
walking
that.
around with a ball spot.
He's
and-
doing, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
shout out to
not-
him for that. That's some bold shit. But
Right.
we're gonna get into this X-Committed. So X-Committed, it came out in January 6th,
Okay.
2020. 11 songs, nice length. That's like my sweet spot right there. I love that like 9 to 11, 12.
That is a good.
For a project,
spot.
I feel like that's all I need. If you can't give me what you got at that point, if you can't capture it in 11, 12 songs, 20 songs ain't really gonna, you know what I'm
not gonna
saying?
do it.
More
It's
songs
gonna-
ain't really gonna
it's
kill
gonna
it. But,
muddle
you know,
whatever
you
your
can give me a
message is.
longer length album, but my sweet spot is like right there. So
Yeah.
11 songs, 41 minutes, 41 seconds.
Gotcha.
Debut project.
It is.
Debut full length. Like I said,
Debut.
he's put out singles here and there. About 8 years ago, he had another single that he came out off the cusp of his Bad Boy writing era, but this is like his first full length project. All right, man. So we listened to it, checked it out.
What you got for the peoples?
This shit is loud, B.
Oh,
This shit is loud.
Ooh.
I fuck with this project.
Ooh.
And I gave it a loud 70%. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get right into it. So it opens up with the joint Basic. I fuck with that song, fam. Like, the music and the production on this album was A1. I fuck with the production. I fuck with the sounds, the quality, the song structure, all of that. Like, the sound, the tonalities of the shit was dope. I love the production. He blends like R&B with like trap, and he has like those island vibes intertwined in between. Like he does a good job of that fusion, and I think it comes across well in the production. And then as far as the songs and the pen, I mean, you can definitely see that experience. You know what I mean? You can see why he got picked up and he was in those writing circles early on, because
For sure.
it's a certain talent to talking about love and talking about emotions and shit like that, and being able to put it in a way of grace. Like, it's easy to be salacious and just be like, yeah, fuck
Yeah,
this bitch, da-da-da-da,
yeah.
like, so on the nose with it, boom. But to be able to put this shit, like, poetically and just kind of talk about, like, your feelings and get them shits out of there. And this whole project, he's coming from a strong point of vulnerability. Like, he's putting his heart on his sleeve. He's like, look, this is how I was feeling. I've been through some shit. It hurt. I'm still going through it, but, you know, I survived it and I learned from it, and this is what I learned. And that's kind of what he putting out in this project. But the joint opens up with Basic, which is like, he pretty much just setting the tone for the project. Like, look, you did me wrong. Them niggas you was fucking with, I get why you not used to me, because I'm A1 sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is filet mignon right here, and you used to riblets, rib
Filet.
tips. You know what I'm saying? Got you running out here with the strategy. Them basic ass niggas. You ain't used to the good shit, so you don't know how to treat something. So that's what he talk about in the first joint. The melodies, the song structure, the breakdowns, and then just like the lyrics. Like, I just appreciate an R&B artist that's not so much worried about like fucking and doing niggas dirty all the time.
Right.
It's like it's coming from like the opposite spectrum. Like, all right, yeah, this is somebody who wants to be in a relationship, who wants to hold it down, who wants a long term, knows their worth, and just not really looking for the extra fuck shit. Like, you could tell he's at a point in his life where he needs different things out of a relationship, and he's just not getting that from these basic ass niggas. So it's just like, it is what it is.
Talk about it.
And then he got the other joint, Runaway. That's like the really island joint. It starts off with them chants like Chico, Chico. It was giving me that Lion King soundtrack,
Right,
them
right.
vibes. Like, he came in with one of those, and I was like, man, I like this shit. Like, he gives you that, like, everybody's kind of been doing that sauce, that Afro beat, that Caribbean vibe. But he kind of, you could tell it's authentic to him because he has a little bit of that twang. He got the dreads, he got the look vibes going. Research about him, you find out he is Caribbean Haitian. So it's authentic, it's true to itself. And it's dope. Like, the shit just sounds well. You could tell he's been working on his sound for a while. It sounds like everything is really cohesive. I know I hate when people say, oh, cohesive, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what does that mean? But it's a smooth sounding project.
Yeah.
Everything kind of goes together. It's well thought out. The concept was executed well. Which you could have a dope concept and, you know, you want to tie the whole project together some way, but you might not know how to do it, how to execute it. It might come off a little, you know, fumbly. You might not just get it as smooth. But he kind of did a great job with that. So I thought that was dope. But I don't want to go on too much because it sounds like I'm rambling about this project. Like, it was. I fuck with it. It was allowed for me. I haven't heard any good quality R&B, especially from like a Q+ artist, other than somebody who, you know, like on a large grand scale, like a Frank Ocean or somebody like that. But like we talking about like good quality R&B. I don't really know too many Q+ artists that's doing it like on this scale. So,
Not like that.
Nah.
Not
What
like
did you?
that.
What is some of your takes?
I think that you're right. There are a handful of Q+ R&B artists, but they don't have if they're not missing the songwriting quality, they might be missing the production quality. They might be a little bit safe. You know what I'm saying? Safe, and when I say safe, it's not like the music is not good, but they're not giving you full emotion.
Yeah, he took
you
it
know what I'm
there.
saying?
He's
He
taking
really
it there.
did. I have not heard, like, not in recent memory. When I first came in, there was a couple of R&B artists, but not like him.
Yeah.
So he definitely stands out. For this guy, I listened to this album. I just want to give you a little primer before I give you my rating.
Oh shit.
When I listened to this album, I was blown away from the first song.
Wow.
From the first song.
Yeah, he opened up like,
this
look,
guy
I'm going to just let you know what it is.
This
set
guy
the
is
tone.
telling you a lot about who he is and his whole story. He got a lot of side nigga shit going on here. Like, he's been on that side of the fence on many, many different occasions, and he talks about it with such a specificity.
Yeah.
And that is important when you're trying to be a good songwriter, is that specificity. You can really hone in on a situation that people have been in.
Great word.
And, you know, but they don't necessarily have a language for it. And he's really good at coming up with a language for some of the shit that we experience
That's
just
the
as
talent.
black gay men.
That's the penmanship, yeah.
That said, this album is fire.
Oh, shit. Oh,
This album
hot
is
dog.
fire. Yeah, sure. There's a whole lot of shit going on in this album. I really like it. I relate to a whole lot of it.
Wow.
Like,
Okay,
I'm
on
gonna
fire.
say
What's your
it's
percentage?
78.
Woo! Okay, so you're not too
78.
far from, well,
78
okay.
for me.
Yeah.
I think 9 out of the 11, and that's not to say that the two songs that I didn't really care for were bad. Like, you really can tell that he came from the Diddy camp of writing really good R&B songs. I saw in one of his videos that the way you get people in the hook is you have to make it big. It has to be something that catches
Like a
you.
climax.
It has to be a climax.
Yeah.
You go to you get the verse, you go to the B section, it builds you up a little bit. Then you build into that explosive hook that people can't get out of their head.
I
Now you gotta watch it be great.
Look, you just do two different ones. Yo, that's some eerie
Yeah,
shit.
right. His
And I'll
music
fuck
is
with that shit
good.
too. Watch me. Now you
Man,
gotta watch it be great.
I was like, that was one of the
He
highlights.
know what the
for
fuck
me.
he doing with this music, man. And that's the crazy thing. Like, he has the skill set, he knows what he's doing,
really
and then
do.
he got the experience and the content. Go ahead.
Let's see. Other highlights for me was Intentions. He used
I like Intentions. That was
used good auto-tune on that, like, I think towards the end of it, or maybe throughout. But he used auto-tune. I could hear it a little bit, but it wasn't such a thing like you hear on the radio, like they literally using auto-tune to sing for them.
Yeah.
He's singing, and it adds a little bit of flavor, it adds a little bit of color to his to whatever he's doing.
More of like an effect or reverb as opposed to like
Exactly,
a
as
whole plug-in.
opposed to like a whole crutch.
Got
Still
you.
some side nigga shit.
Yeah.
Still some side nigga shit, like Already Knew. My other one was Be Great. That was my other one.
Be Great is hard.
You know what I'm saying? Self-love. And
Already
it's
Knew
definitely
is
a bop.
tough. I fuck with Already Knew.
And the last song
Stick and move.
Boy,
that's my shit.
That's how you end the fucking album. That's how you fucking end the album. That is
and that was a late grower on me. Because I listened to the whole project a couple times, like just going through. And then one time I had that shit on, like, it was funny because every time I put the playlist on, so for those of y'all who don't know, every time we pick the artist,
right,
we make a playlist for the month.
Right,
and that's the Herbal Tea playlist. So the March playlist got all of the artists we're going to be reviewing for this month, and we got them all in one playlist, all of the music. So initially when I'm listening to the music, I listen to it straight through because I want to get where they at as far as what they were thinking when they put the shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
As far as the sequencing, top to bottom. Listen to it straight through. And then I want to hear how the songs sound out of pocket, like individually. So this joint comes on while I got the playlist on shuffle. And every time I heard one of his songs, like, it was like, damn, like, who this? It was like, damn, like, I don't remember this. Like, every time I heard, like, a different one of the songs, it was like, yo, this shit, like, so it sounded a certain way in the playlist of the album, and then it sounded different outside of the shit. And I find that happens a lot with different albums that we've been reviewing, which is dope, because it really forces you to listen to the music from different ways, different moments, different, you know.
Layers.
Yeah, but this shit comes on, and it just, like, I feel like I should be doing, like, hot yoga aerobics or some shit. Like, that shit, it just got that high energy, and it got those dope melodies, like that stick, he playing with, like, the volumes and the pans and shit. Like, I fuck with that song. That shit hard.
Fun fact, he does have a show coming, I think, March 29th. At SOBs, so we want to plug that, you know, because he's definitely worth checking out. And
another fun fact.
What we got?
I'll be performing at that show.
Oh, word!
Well, but we just gonna leave that a little tidbit. But
keep
it moving. Go ahead. Don't worry about that.
We'll get into that for a second. All right. So yes, fun fact. That wasn't the end of the fun fact. So he said that well, it's listed on his bio. One of his opportunities was working with Fergie, writing for Fergie.
Oh shit.
So I just want
Ferg, Black Eyed Peas,
for Black Eyed Peas,
Ferg. Shit.
So he be up in the gym working on his fitness because that's what he was saying. Like he had to like work out a little because he's singing and dancing on stage.
Oh, so he had to get right. He can't be out there touring, dancing,
like, tired and
listen.
Out of breath.
One thing that people sleep on, which is why I give my homie, your nemesis, Jason Derulo, so much props. Yo, singing and dancing, that shit is like, that's not easy. That's like playing basketball, fam. Imagine like running around playing basketball and then trying to sing the national anthem.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Think about that. That shit is not light. So you got to be in shape. You got to be, your lungs got to be right.
You got to be right.
You know what I'm saying? Your stamina got to be right because you don't want to be out there looking crazy.
All that flexing that he be doing on the gram for y'all, like, that's not just for show.
He
like,
definitely
you actually,
in the gym. Like,
you can clearly see it. But, you know, that shit, but unfortunately, well, for what it is, that's part of what you have to do to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just being an artist is more than just having a nice pen and a beautiful voice.
And a beautiful voice.
It's a lot that goes into it. Yeah,
it is acrobatics.
Okay, so it's looking good out here for Jay Saint. His debut, he got a loud 70%. And a fire 78%. And that's we pretty close to the range. Like, I was on the cusp of, like, loud and fire. Like, he's right in that.
He gets a fire from me.
Listen, man.
Shit. And you're gonna be on stage. You're going back to SOBs because I remember the first time.
That's where it all started. That's where it all started.
We ran up, me, Billy, Mr. B Hood,
that's where it all
and
started.
Swanee all ran up on this nigga. He had a flower ass shirt. We ran up on the stage.
I did have flowers on my shirt, and I took the motherfucking contest first place.
He sure did.
Shout out the faces in the crowd, the showcase. They still doing their thing. And shout out to the homie Brian. Yeah, I'm gonna be coming out on stage with Brian. Brian is gonna be opening up for that show because Jay Saint is headlining.
He's headlining.
So Brian is one of the opening performers that's on the bill. So you know we got our smash that we always do. Yeah. So you know I'm gonna pop out. So we will be in the building. So shout out to you, Jay Saint, man.
So
much success to this project. Hey, go check it out. Excommitted. Right now, Jay Saint on all streaming platforms.
Listen to the album and go to the show.
Check it out,
March 29th.
Definitely. If you in NYC, go check it out. The infamous SOBs. I mean, That's a venue like everybody dreams about performing at. So it's gonna be dope to be there. We definitely gonna be in the building. It'll be great to see y'all. Come out, go check it out. Excommitted J Saint on all streaming platforms. You got a fire and a loud, man. That's a pretty good start to the show.
You tell us what you think.
All right, so who we got next?
The next contestant, bring it to the stage.
Who we bring it to the motherfucking stage?
That's gonna be Goldie doll. What up, Goldie doll? Mind control, like mind control, like mind control. And
shout
that
out
is
Goldie doll.
Shout out to Goldie doll representing Pink Gorilla Entertainment. She's a Newark-born. Jersey's in this building.
Jersey is out here. Hey, first of all, shout out to motherfucking Jersey, man.
I knew he was gonna come do it. I knew it.
So you know I'm from East Orange, born in Jersey City. We just had my man Jay Saint from Jersey City, and now we got the kid Goldie doll hailing out of North New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We out here repping, man. What you want me to do? What you want me to do?
I want you to calm down.
All right. My fault.
Newark-born hip-hop artist, she's of trans identity, trans female, inspired to rap after hearing Left Eye from TLC's Waterfalls. You know
she bodied that verse.
Yeah, she really did. It's a classic. It's a classic. So, I mean, if that's how you're going to get your start in hip-hop, like, that's a good way, a good influence to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
She began rapping pre-transition, releasing songs on SoundCloud, building her fan base. And fun fact. Goldie doll's name comes from her being a gold-digging gangster in the form of a doll. And you can see it because every time I see her, she's
about the coin.
She's about the coin.
About her bag.
She's about her bag, and she's looking good and slaying, and I love, and she's out here. But she's good people. Like I fuck with her. She's I
love Goldie
from the first day. I was like, Goldie, whenever you get your shit,
she just got like a great energy.
She do have a great energy. Like I really fuck with her being. She puts her hustler demeanor and rough upbringing together to form her rap style. You could definitely hear it, and she's under the tutelage, like I said, of Pink Gorilla Entertainment, Bugs Gutter. You already know, holding it down.
Shout out.
And her single Mind Control was released New Year's Day 2020.
Starting the year off, right?
Starting the year off,
cracking you in the head, first day, whole lot, 2020.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest. We gotta be honest on the show.
I'm just being honest.
So, Goldie, you dropped your single. It's a fire sound.
What we got?
The beat matches your voice.
What we got?
I have to give it. It's a Reggie.
Reginald James?
It's a Reginald for me.
Reginald.
It's a 30% Reginald
James.
You know what I'm saying? I understand where she's coming from. Beat matches her voice. Good beat selection. It is something that she would perform at Dick Appointment because she was performing at Dick Appointment one time. Absolutely. It's that type of song. And she's got the whole monotone, like kind of creepy but sexy feel because the music gives like a music box type thing. It's like when you turn one of those beats into one of those nightmarish, that type of beat, and then she kind of has the monotone thing, like mind control, like mind control. I just want a little bit more edge in her rhyming because for a beat like that, you gotta stand out. You don't want to blend in with the beat too much. And I know she got it. But, you know, this one, while I understand where she's coming from, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a little bit more.
It wasn't hitting you like
Not
that.
hitting me like
Reginald
that.
James.
Yeah,
Okay. So we got, and she's earlier. She's an up and coming artist.
Exactly.
She doesn't have that much material out. I think this is probably like her second or third single that's streaming on platforms. And it came out, like you said, top of the year.
Right.
I gave it a mid, man. I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. I think she definitely fell short as far as the verses. But I thought the concept of the song, I thought the beat was hard. The beat, like everything kind of falls into place. Talk about putting together a song and sticking to the concept and executing is what I was talking about earlier. Executing a concept. So you got Mind Control. She pretty much like, look, she out here hypnotizing these niggas for their coins. That's
Get
it.
the coin.
Straightforward. You talking about, and that's another slight. It's like, it's very on the nose.
Very on the nose for her.
There's no second guessing. There's no, like, you know exactly what she's talking about.
Doing.
You know what it is.
You
like,
know what
Mind
she
Control.
giving.
Mind Control. Just like Mind Control. But that being said, I fuck with, so you got to be careful with these repeat hooks.
Yep.
Because you run the risk of it becoming like too repetitive and kind of boring, or just like straight out annoying to the point where it's like, all right. But then if you catch it right, it could be a catchy ass trancy hook that just stays in your head and you just want to say it. And I feel like that's where she at on this Mind Control joint. So it's called Mind Control. She got the hypnotic, trippy ass beat. Like you said, it gives you like one of those creepy, like somebody coming to like just take over your soul, your mind. It gives me like you winding up a Jack in the Box. You hear those twinkles and all that shit. So you got the eerie soundscape. She laid the bed for you, and then she coming in with like you said, the monotone, the airy, whispery, sweet but creepy. Like she sounds sweet and cute, but she ain't innocent.
She's not innocent.
You know what I'm saying? So she gives you all of that in the tonalities of her voice. And I thought all of that just lended to the song. Yeah. And I felt like I gave it like a mid 50%, 53%. And I feel like if she would have delivered, like you said, a little bit more on the verses and like took it there with the mind control, like really like having like mind control, like rhyme schemes and really playing with the metaphors and shit.
Go with it.
It had the potential to be like a loud, almost a fire maybe.
Absolutely.
But I don't think I think she fell short as far as like raising up to that challenge. But for one of her earliest efforts, I thought it was pretty dope.
Gotcha.
And I like the joint. Like it's a fun joint. It's fun to sing. The beat is hard. But yeah, it was like a seductive hypnosis type of vibe. But I thought it was a mid, man. So shout out to Goldie, dog.
Shout out to Goldie.
Reginald James. And you got a mid. And that's how it goes sometimes. This music is out here. It's subjective. It's for us to digest, critically think about it, and reinterpret. And that's kind of one of the things we do. Like, we're not just casually listening to this music.
Yeah.
We're critically thinking about this music. So we're listening to it casually and enjoying it, but then we going back and we dissecting. Like, what are they saying? What words? What metaphors did they flip that caught my attention? And how did they break down this chorus?
What's going to make me put this on my playlist?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then the two biggest criteria for me is sound and then substance. That's like the biggest thing. Like, how does this shit sound when you hear it? The quality, the music selection, the sound choice, all of that shit. And then the substance. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. What is this shit about? You know what I'm saying? So those are the two biggest things that I look at when judging these artists and this music and these projects. But we're going to keep it moving. Shout out to Goldie, dog. Pink Gorilla Entertainment. Doing big things, and I'm sure we got plenty more in store coming from Goldie. She's just getting started.
I'm sure. I can't wait to hear more from what she got.
We would love to hear what you guys think. Go check out that Mind Control, currently streaming on all platforms.
For sure.
So we're going to take it to the next artist.
Who's next? Bringing to the stage. Who is
bold enough to come to the Herbal Tea motherfucking stage?
Who was bold enough?
Oh, shit. We got a legend in the building.
We got a legend?
Well, I don't know about a legend.
I mean...
Definitely a top 50 Q+ artist, though.
Yeah, definitely.
You know
50,
what I'm saying?
50.
We got the homie, none other. You know what I'm saying? Then the Red Bone sensation.
Redbone. Red.
Your boy Fly Young Red.
Fly Young
Coming
Red.
to the stage. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Fly Young Red. He had the breakout viral hit, Throw That Boy Pussy, a few years back. He shot the video. It was definitely the first time I've ever seen like a gay artist just have the strippers and the niggas in the back on skates and the Daisy dudes just twerking and doing, you know what I'm saying? He was doing the typical hood stripper hip hop, you know what I'm saying, misogynistic video.
Yeah.
But he just flipped it. He had the dudes twerking in the back instead of the chicks and the strippers. You know what I'm saying? So he flipped the shit on his head. It went viral and went crazy. It got the attention of BET. He ended up being on there. I think they debuted it on, one of the shows they had playing at the time. And he kind of had a little buzz going. He had a little thing. He's from New Orleans originally, born and raised.
New Orleans, the Big Easy.
He mentioned, I was looking at one of his interviews, he said that around that time when he was going viral, two of the biggest artists that reached out was Azealia Banks and Trina. They reached out to him, they showed their support, and he was kind of mentioning how he expected the women to be the first trying to jump onto it. And mind you, this was like maybe what?
2014?
Yeah, so that's about 5-6 years ago now. And it was like right on the cusp of when like the Q+ community was really
starting to bubble.
This was like pre-pose and all of that. So wasn't quite there yet. We getting there, but it's still like to see an out rapper in that fashion and then to go viral, that was a big deal at the time. So he was definitely one of the first ones that I seen to do that. And then he went on to put out a couple of other pieces of music. I think he did a project about 2 years ago, I think 2018, called Lorraine. 2017 to 2018. Yeah. It was kind of dedicated to like the violence that was going on in the trans community, especially, in New Orleans and Louisiana, it's a lot going on down there as far as, trans women being killed at an alarming rate. So he was just highlighting that and talking about, the people that he knew personally that was affected by those situations.
Fun fact.
Oh, shit.
Fun fact. I like the fact that he is just as quick to call out racist, transphobic, and homophobic BS as it should be. I like that he spoke on the whole situation with Dwayne Wade and his daughter coming out. He has like 3 videos. He has not 3 videos about it, but I was watching his YouTube channel and going through his videos, and he basically goes on these, not rants, but kind of like just spilling his mind, just talking his shit about the whole situation. Now, the thing about the video he did about Dwayne Wade's daughter is he kept referring to her as a boy. So I kind of like, he kind of loses, but the point of it was the fact that that's his daughter. Like, he's the parent. He's gonna support whatever his child is doing, and that's his right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he did this kind. He's on the same token as far as the transphobia that goes on. You could tell that he speaks from experience, knowing a lot of trans people and knowing at how much risk that they're under just being themselves and the things that they go through to survive. So I like that he's outspoken on that. So yeah, that's that.
That's dope. And then I also saw that, early on, which this is kind of common in a lot of Q+ artists' stories, he started off not out. So he was in a group with other straight artists.
Right.
And they were kind of making some noise. They got to the point where people were interested in him and wanted to offer them a deal. And he was reluctant because he wasn't really living his true self. He wasn't out. They didn't know about him. So he didn't want to run the risk of taking it far, going to another level, and then being outed, and then, having those people suffer as innocent bystanders.
Right.
So he kind of had that whole thing in play, which made him decide to, remove himself from the group and really embrace his sexuality in his music, and that's kind of what birthed Fly Young Red, which is dope. You kind of, like I said, you hear that in a lot of stories. I definitely had that same kind of, part of my story where I wasn't out in my music initially, and then, you come out and, your music changes definitely a lot, the subject matter, all of that stuff. It's just a different element, and it's so much more freeing, and it's dope that he was able to come to that point, so I was glad to hear that. But we're going to get to this new single he dropped.
New single.
So everybody got the motherfucking app. You know what a Cash App, you know what I'm saying? Somebody owe you some bread. You might want to throw somebody a little tip for a little, you know what I mean?
Something like that. Something like that.
So he feels some kind of way about it. I think he really likes the app. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he really likes the app. It's called Cash App Me Daddy. Dropped in January 15th, so the middle of the month in January.
Right.
Latest released. Fly Young Red.
What you giving it? What we giving it? What's it giving?
I gave it a mid.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave it a mid, 50%.
Okay.
Right around that middle mark.
Okay.
It's cool. It's a nice little. I describe it as quality twerk rap. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. It is what it is. It's twerk rap. You hit a beat. It's like, all right, they got that vibe. Boom.
That's
Cash
perfect.
at me, cash at me, cash at me, daddy. Now it's another repeat hook. And like I said, you got to be careful with them repeat hooks because you just repeating a phrase. It's like, it's either going to get annoying or it's going to get catchy and infectious.
Yeah.
So you run the risk. It's like a 50-50.
It is a 50-50.
This one, I can't front. I like saying this shit. It's goofy as hell and it sound crazy, but I'm like, I just be find myself saying, cash at me, cash at me, cash at me, daddy, cash at me, cash at me. Like, it's so goofy and stupid, but it's fun. But I think that's one of those ones where, like, after a couple weeks or so, I'm be like, all right, this shit is annoying now.
Yeah.
So it run on that risk. But Fly Young Red, for better or worse, he can rap. He finds those pockets. He's good with words. He knows how to rap. That's one thing I can definitely give him. This is kind of in the lane of what he knows for. Like we say, he blew up off the Throw That Boy Pussy joint. Right. He does other stuff, but that's not really what he's known for. Everybody knows him for the twerk rap, for the stripper club anthems. And this falls right into that line. Cash at me, daddy. You ain't getting none of that shit. I'm a pimp. You want to fuck with some of my hoes. This is what you got to do. He even references like the Players Club with the strippers when she said the line to Lisa Ray when she was like, you know, you kind of rookie. I know you're gonna do good because, you know, I already fuck with these clients, so I know you gonna hold them down. They're gonna love you. Like, he kind of get that reference in it. He opens up with the INDEPE. You know what I'm saying? Giving a reference to Webby and Boosie, who New Orleans represented. So, you know what I'm saying? He has those elements, which I love that shit, because that takes somebody who knows their music history, who knows what's going on, who's enthralled in this hip hop shit, and you don't just grab those references without growing up and knowing what that shit is about. So I always appreciate when I see artists do that, and that was like definitely plus points for him on that.
Respect, a lot of respect on that.
Absolutely. But overall, I mean, it was cool. Like, I gave it a mid. It felt right in that middle pocket as far as, you know what I'm saying? It's twerk rap. You got a lot of twerk rap coming out.
It's a lot.
It's kind of, I feel like it's the default genre for the Q plus artists, as far as like what we're known for, the shit that's get the most notoriety, the shit that goes viral the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's twerk rap. Like, that's like the top genre. Yeah. But with that said, there's so much of it that you really have to do it at a high level for it to either stand out. And you got to be kind of giving me something different. Like, this isn't really, like, anybody could have came up with this topic. Like, you ain't really reaching too far into your creative bag by just saying, oh, Cash App, everybody use this app. Let me kind of, you know, just throw this into the song. Like, it's going to be easily recognizable because everybody know what Cash App is. You kind of taking a shortcut by grabbing it. But I'm not mad at it, but you can't expect to get you ain't getting no moon rock with that. You know what I'm saying? So I gave it a mid. So that was my opinion.
Yeah. Like, you said it. You know what you know what it is about the whole Cash App situation?
What you think? Let me hear something. What's up?
You know, with the Cash App situation, I'm kind of like over it because I've seen a lot of people do this so much online.
What?
Just put their Cash App situation there, like
it's a thing.
It's a not so subtle way to kind of just
to beg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel a little bit of a way about it because, you know, there's people out there that really, really might be struggling, and then they use it, and I don't know, like I feel like it's a step below GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? GoFundMe.
You can't be mad at the vessel.
I'm not mad at the
platform,
vessel, but I'm just mad at, I guess, the way it's
used.
Yeah, the usage of it. And the way people just, because it's an easy,
it's convenient in the motherfucker.
It's convenient. I agree with it wholeheartedly, but motherfuckers do too much with that shit. Like, it's on all over everybody's Instagram profiles. They, not only that, but every post that they do, like, they putting that post in it, they put in the Cash App.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever they want, just be like, drop me a coin for their birthday. Cash App me.
And you ain't even give me no services, though. Like, what services do I owe you? Like,
I just think it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of annoying. But that said, the song is also mid for me.
It's also mid.
It's also mid for me.
The song is also mid.
52%.
Okay, so we right there. That's about
right there.
That's right on the nose.
Because the dude, he could rap, and I know that Lorraine. I saw the video, and he actually has substance.
You got to give credit where credit's due. Listen, that's the thing. Like, we not just here breaking down music, like we not trying to shut these artists down. Like, that's not what we're doing. We giving real critiques. And we hoping that it's going to be something that you could take and use to kind of further your creativity, further your music, and help you in the process. Because like we said, we're artists as well, so we know what y'all are thinking about and what goes into putting together these projects, man. And we really want to give y'all that respect as far as taking the time, sitting down, and really listening to the shit and digesting it and giving you our opinions. So that's all we doing.
That said, I'll still collab with Fly Young Red because he got bars.
He can rap. Like, if you can rap, I'm fucking with you any day of the week if you can rap. Because not everybody can rap.
Not everybody can rap.
And that's what we do. Like, we spit. I'm one of those artists that's not shying away from the title gay rapper. I rap, and I'm gay. So, yes, I'm a gay rapper. Q plus artist, whatever. I do other things, too. I don't feel like that pigeonholes me. I don't feel like by saying I'm a gay rapper that I can't sing on the hook if I want. Like, I do whatever the fuck I want. But when it comes to my specialty, my bag,
we rap.
It's these bars, man. I rap.
This is what we do. This is what we've been doing for like.
And he can rap. Like, the kid can rap. You can't take that away from him.
He got substance. So, you know, at least with that, with the fact that he has substance, his bars are gonna stand out just naturally because he's that type of rapper. Yeah. So, you know, either
he
way.
always gives me like a slick line or two. Like every time I've heard him, it's always like, you know what I'm saying? So
get it, Fly Young Red. Support that brother. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Fly Young Red. Go check that shit out. Cash at me. Cash at me, daddy.
Cash at me, daddy.
You're only looking for the daddies too, so you know what I mean. Daddies got cash out because you know the daddies got the bag, so you know it is what it is. But yeah, if you don't got the Cash app, go download that shit.
And that is the tea. And
shout out to Fly Young Red, man.
Fly Young Red.
So who else we got? I feel like we kind of been going in a little bit, but we still only scratching the surface.
We're only scratching the goddamn surface.
Who else do we have that could possibly be on this list?
All right. Who could we have? The next one. Bring it to the stage.
I don't know.
Woo! It's Genuwine Beauty.
Genuwine motherfucking Beauty. Oh,
Genuwine Beauty. She has a new single called Sin City.
Oh shit, okay.
Featuring Gemini Salter.
Oh shit.
All right, so Genuwine Beauty. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and give you a little bit of taste.
Get into this one. Go ahead.
We've been knowing Genuwine Beauty for a few years
now.
And she is the most tenacious, persistent hustler like that I've seen.
That's a good word.
She is
tenacious.
She's hungry.
What?
She's hungry. Now, let me just tell you a few facts about her. She's also a Jersey born.
Come on, man.
She's also a Jersey born
I ain't
artist.
even gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Go ahead.
I mean, you already got your shit out?
Go ahead.
Jersey born, Virginia raised artist who began transitioning in 2014. So she's a trans female artist. She spent some time in a women's shelter upon moving to New York, formerly known as Reason Alive. Before she transitioned, she was
5%?
Nah, I don't think so.
Reason Alive, that's like a 5%.
But I mean, you know,
that's a 5%er name.
She probably knows some things.
Peace to the gods,
right? But that's her name. That was her
Okay.
name. Reason Alive. She was doing her thing. She was once signed to Trans Entertainment Network, which I remember them. Stan Lucas. He was the guy that was signing all these trans artists and kind of, you know, blowing them up. And she got a couple of looks off of that. She ended up on Spin Magazine. Okay. And he was Stan Lucas was kind of like really trying to give a platform to exclusively trans artists. So that's I remember dope. But he's based in Atlanta. So she went to Atlanta for a while, but it didn't really work out. She came back. She came back, blew the fuck up on Circle. Season 3 of The Circle NYC.
Yes.
Didn't blow up, but I mean, she was a feature on the show, and we love seeing her because she
definitely stole a few moments.
She stole a few moments. She was definitely like the comic relief.
Yeah.
I'm sure I.K.P knows. Shout out to I.K.P.
Oh man, the blind date, yo.
So
shout out to all of them too.
Shout out to everybody on the Circle.
We
we can't wait for the Circle 4 season to come out because we're gonna be around for that too. So, but she was on season 3, and now she has this new song, Sin City, that features Gemini Salter. Fun fact: she has a music video for it. But
I saw some clips. I didn't see the video.
There's a whole music video. It's dope. You know. For the song.
Okay.
It makes sense. But Sin City is actually Vegas. She did the video in Atlantic City. I recognize Atlantic City. So just putting it out there.
But was it supposed to be like Vegas?
I think she was talking about, she made a couple of references to Vegas in the song.
Because I know it's a Sin City strip club. That's where my mind went to initially.
Nah, she definitely talking about Vegas.
I ain't even think about
But,
Vegas.
you know.
That's dope. All right. I mean, hey, listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Sometimes you can't make it all the way out to Vegas. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I get the idea. I get she giving her flossy shit.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even mad at that. Another fun fact is Genuwine Beauty would frequent an organization called New Alternatives for LGBT Homeless Youth, an organization. And let me tell you, when being trans, I'm not speaking from experience, but I know what it's like to be homeless. And I know that a lot of trans people go through that, especially when they come to New York, because it's just not easy to make it the fuck out here. Man. A lot of people end up going back home because it's that hard.
It's rough.
But because she's a hustler, she's like real about her shit, she on her grind, she's doing whatever it takes. said she would rather live in New York and just keep going on the grind and doing her thing.
Yeah.
And one of the things you got to do is you gotta find resources where you can. There's soup kitchens. There's all sorts of organizations out there that are helping you get access to your benefits and a place to sleep and something to eat and clothes on your back because that's what you need. And that's one of those organizations. And I saw it because there's an article on the Atlantic that spotlighted some of the clients that go to, you know, that the soup kitchen to go get something to eat. And she was one of them.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was actually fire.
Yo, that's dope, man. You got to tip your hat to somebody who can grind and get it in and get it in fucking New York City.
And I definitely big up. That's why I fuck with Genuwine Beauty. Now, you know, her music, for the song, let's just get back to the song for a second. I gave the song a mid, 50%.
Okay.
The song is fire to me, like mid, because her delivery has gotten better. And that was the thing, like, you know, when we first ran into her, like, she was rough. You know what I'm saying? Around the edges
Very
and shit
rough.
like that.
Very rough.
But she wanted it. You could feel the hunger. Like she was really
But see, that's the
trying
shit
to
you
figure it
can't
out.
polish. Like you could polish the look, the image. You
Yeah.
can work on your flow. You can work on the music. You can't polish tenacity. You can't polish
can't
that
fake a
hunger.
grind.
You can't give somebody that hustler spirit, that
Exactly.
drive, that I'm not gonna stop or quit or give up ever, no matter what. As long as I'm breathing, I'm pushing and I'm going. And you can't teach that. So she's always had that from day one.
She got it in spades, boy. She got it in spades. And you have to have that, especially coming from where she come from.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. She's a military brat, so she actually lived in a whole lot of different places.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
So, you know, she's been out there. She's been out there. She's all over the place. It makes sense. I remember bumping into her around in the village, like just out the blue. I was out there doing my thing, and I just ran into her. And
that's the thing. We've had the opportunity to kind of see her come up almost.
Yeah,
like see her
we
start
see her
at
grind.
one point and then see that whole, because we've been bumping into her for the past few years. So it's been, you know.
So that's what it is. That's my take on the song. It's a mid for me. Her delivery has improved. I think the girls, Gemini Salter, her verse is a little bit harder than Genuwine Beauty. But at the same time, the video's fun. The song is fun. I get where she I get what she's doing. I like it. I like the improvement in where she was to where she is now.
Okay. That's interesting. Fun fact.
Okay.
I got my own.
More fun facts.
Yeah.
All right.
She performed at FemCon, which is a conference. It's like a Comic-Con or, you know, one of those big conferences, Complex Con.
Right.
But it's for female artists and female rappers, a lot of feminine energy going on.
Okay.
And she performed there in 2018, and that's where she caught the interest of Lady Luck.
Ooh.
So I've been seeing, you know, recently, like, Lady Luck's giving her a couple of shout outs. I see she likes some of her pics, and I think she got her on a radio interview or something like that. She's doing something with Lady Luck, but that's where she caught her attention from. So I saw that. I thought that was interesting and dope.
She's out here.
That just comes from her being out, being on her grind.
She's
She's not afraid to go spit in front of anybody, promote her music anywhere, perform anywhere. Like it takes a lot to be able to do that, especially in a city like New York City. And it takes a certain amount of confidence and I don't give a fuck to kind of, you know what I'm saying, go in and do that.
She got it.
Shout out to her.
Shout out.
As far as the song, I mean, I pretty much felt exactly the way you felt. Like all of the same comments, all of the same. I gave it a mid. I gave it a 45% mid, so a little bit lower on the percentage, but right about there, the same thing. I thought the beat was dope. The beat was cool. Flow definitely improved like 100,000%. Like she really sounded good on this joint.
Yeah.
Like, and she was talking her shit. I mean, it's an on the nose song, so it ain't really. It's twerk rap. It definitely falls into that. It's more of a Miami stripper type song as opposed to New York. If you could kind of get where I'm going with that, it feels more like glamorous, luxurious, smoothed out type. You could definitely hear that Sin City, Vegas vibe, casino, spending a lot of bread, as opposed to just in a hood ass stripper club, ain't twerking it. It's more like, bounce that shit, like some elegant, classy type shit. Bought cigars as opposed to the blunts.
I think they was in a hot tub in the video.
See, that's the clip I saw. I gotta watch the whole video. I didn't see the whole video.
So, you know.
But yeah, I mean, it's a decent joint. And I agree. I thought Gemini Salter definitely took the song, but it wasn't that far off. And I thought their voices complemented each other well. Like she has a different voice than Genuwine, so kind of it was a nice little balance.
It worked.
I thought it was dope. They did their thing, and I like the hook that Papa buys with bottle, sissy with sand. I like that little shit. That shit was popping. It was a nice little bop.
I will bump a Genuwine Beauty song. Shout out to her.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Genuwine Body. Genuwine Beauty. We see you. You out here, and we see the growth, and we respect it. So salute. Shout out to Genuwine Beauty. Go check that shit out, man. It's streaming on all platforms. Sin City, featuring Gemini Salter. We right on. We kind of been the last two. We've been on the same page as far as the mids. Like, I mean, and that's the thing about this mid category. When we first set it up, I already knew a lot of people was going to be getting these mids. That's why it's the biggest range rating that we have. If you look at the mid, it's between 30 and 60%. That's a wide range because it's a lot of music out there. And we're at the point now where a lot of people know how to create and make music.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard to make a bop. Like, anybody can catch a bop.
Yeah.
Anybody can catch one at least. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
So it's a lot of people that's making music like that. And we're able to distinguish the music that's gonna stand out from all of that and make it to another tier, or the music just kind of just gonna fall in and blend in with the other stuff.
Yep.
And it's all right. I mean, a lot of people are gonna end up there. We've made music that's gonna end up there. I'm sure you might hear some of my shit and be like, yeah, that's some mid shit, whatever.
You know.
It is what it is, but for the most part, my shit is fire. I ain't gonna
pretty much, you know.
You know what I'm saying? That's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, shout out to Genuwine Beauty, Sin City, Mid, Herbal Tea Podcast, episode 5. That wraps up the Q Plus segment.
That wraps it up. It does.
Which is great time, man. Because look who's playing right
Look who's playing
now. This is a special one, man. So we got our ally of the motherfucking day.
All right, ally.
God damn. This is a special one for me because this is artist who's near and dear to my heart.
He's there,
definitely somebody I grew up on.
This
is like my formative music years, like high school,
formative music,
middle school, junior high, high school. Like this is around when I was discovering this artist. One of the illest lyricists ever. Like, I don't care what you say. You can say what you want. But there's not gonna be too much valid debate as far as this GOAT of a lyricist that we have on our hands here. I mean, I ain't gonna keep stalling y'all. It's the motherfucking Eminem. The motherfucking GOAT.
Shady.
Shout out to Eminem, man. Now, Eminem has been taking a lot of slack lately. His last few projects haven't been that great. And I'm a big Eminem fan, and I can admit that. I haven't really been wowed by his last few projects.
Yeah.
The last project I really was fucking with was probably The Bad Meets Evil, which was a collaborative project with him and Royce the 5'9",
right.
which was crazy. You talk about two lyrical titans. It was just nuts. But after that, he dropped 2 joints. He dropped the Release joint. He dropped the Kamikaze, which was like the follow-up to, what was the trash album that people killed? Revival. And then he had Kamikaze after that, like months after that, to kind of clean up for like, that was the first album I ever heard him admit that he thought was trash.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that was kind of big.
He thought that Relapse.
He didn't like
he
he got about 5 albums that I was like, all right, he could have just held these and kept, like, just throw the whole album, all those albums away. Just throw them away. But, I mean, it's M. And, all right, so we're going to get into a little bit more of the history. So he started, 1996. He came out with the Slim Shady LP. Now, fun fact, I was in high school, and one of my homies, I was also in a group, a straight artist, E.I. Hill. We was in high school, me and my homies, and one of my bandmates is the one who first put me on to Eminem. This was cassette tapes. So he slid me the cassette tape, like, yo, you gotta hear this kid. It's this white boy. He nasty lyrical. He's going crazy, bro. Because we was into that. Like, we was into the freestyles, the battles, Cannabis, and all of them. Like, we was on that wave. So M was like, he was taking people's head off in a battle round.
You know you just aged yourself talking about passing.
I don't give a fuck. Last episode, I said I'm an old nigga that love hip hop. Like, I embrace my 30s. Like, I'm out here. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not running from it. Black don't crack, baby. I'm out here. But anyway, so it was a cassette tape. I'm listening to this Eminem shit. I'm like, yo, who is this motherfucker? Like, you didn't hear anybody spitting the way he was spitting back then. Like, you were either on your super hardcore shit, you was on your Wu-Tang 5%ers, or you was on your Jay-Z, Flossy, Boss and shit. He was on some old, like, other shit. Like, he was just talking about shit that people weren't talking about, specifically, like, black artists. Like, I think that was one of the edges he had, because he had kind of experience in other things like in pop culture and media that we might not have been exposed to in like the urban area. You know what I'm saying? Like it was certain shit I didn't know, like 9 Inch Nails. Like, hi kids, do you like violence?
Like he listened to rock just as much as he listened to rap.
Yeah, so it was like
that.
he was putting me onto shit through hip hop that I would have never been exposed to had it not been for like the shit he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I was going back and looking up, like, all right, so who the fuck is 9 Inch Nails? Like, what the fuck is that he's saying? Like, Primus, what's Primus? Like, who? And I was looking this shit up. So he was like teaching me that way.
Yeah.
But he put out probably one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time, which is the Marshall Mathers LP. That, like, if we was rating that shit fuck around and get a moon rock. Like, that's like moon rock
It's
type
still
level
moon
for
rock
me. That
material.
shit is fire.
It's still moon rock.
One of the illest rap albums ever. But, so one of the reasons why he's an ally, so he wasn't always an ally, definitely. Like, that was one of his critiques. He was always very...
He was homophobic with his
Very
raps.
homophobic,
At
very
least it
sexist, very misogynistic. He used to always attack like the pop stars, Britney Spears, all of them, J-Lo. Like he was known for like throwing them in their shit and just being extra disrespectful, using the word faggot like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing.
He was very, very homophobic in his lyrics and he wasn't afraid to talk about it and show it.
Yep.
And then he turned a new leaf. He definitely had an issue with Elton John that was kind of public. Elton John took offense to him using, you know, the profanity, the slurs, and all of that shit.
Yep.
He let it be known. And they had their little back and forth, and then they ended up squashing the beef after like a couple years.
Yeah.
And you know, Eminem, he's of a certain age now. You know what I mean? People have the right to grow and mature and evolve and, you know, get the shit right. And it seems like he got it right. He made amends with Elton John. He made amends with the whole community. I think, you know, his public statements out there, him apologizing for past usage of the words. And he doesn't use it anymore.
Don't forget the time he performed at the Grammy stand with Elton John.
They've performed.
That was a big look
Yep.
on the Grammy. Like
Absolutely.
the most public music stage you could get.
Absolutely.
To basically, you know, give his apology and show his alliance.
He did it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
At least begin to go towards the way of more acceptance.
Direction. Absolutely. And then, you know, recently he just performed Lose Yourself at the Oscars, and Elton John was there, so they got another photo op. They linked up, you know what I'm saying? So they still cool. And then on top of that, on this new project, he features a Q+ top 50 artist.
Top 50.
Young Ma. Young
Ma.
M.A. So, you know what I'm saying? He has a couple of reasons to be listed as the ally of the day.
Fun fact.
Uh-oh.
About that that Oscars performance.
Yes.
You know that they had to keep that like all the way under wraps, secret.
Super. I heard nobody knew.
Nobody could know, to the point where he had an agreement with the Oscars that if the media ever found out and leaked it, that he would cancel it. It was a condition.
Eminem. That's some superstar
That
shit.
is some
That's like,
superstar
come on,
shit.
man.
I thought that was
Like,
pretty
you know I'm not
dope.
coming out, and if it leaks, it's over.
It's over.
What?
I thought that was pretty
What?
gangster.
Come
That was
on.
thorough. That was thorough. Like, come on now.
Bully
like,
move. He out here. He worked too hard. Come on, man.
Another fun fact. Rap God. That is his 3rd billion viewed video.
Fam, do you know the magnitude of 1 billion?
Billion views.
Like 1 billion.
On YouTube.
Like, I don't even know what that means, though. Like what does that mean? Like, 1 billion people saw this shit?
A
like,
billion
you know how
people-
famous you gotta be? Like, come on, fam.
I mean,
Eminem, man, he definitely is a rap god.
He is.
You can't
a rap
take anything
god.
away from him. He's definitely one of the GOATs. And he got a new album for us.
And he got a new album.
So we got a new project.
Let's get into this album.
He put it out January 17th. Music to be Murdered By. So he fashioned this after, I don't know if it was a movie or a soundtrack from Alfred Hitchcock. He had this similar title. I think it was a movie or a short or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's the concept and the premise of this album. It's music to be murdered by. He has several Alfred Hitchcock interludes in the weave between the project.
Yep.
20 songs. So it's a meaty project.
It is meaty.
Long, 1 hour and 4 minutes. This is his 11th full-length studio album. That's a lot of fucking albums, man.
God.
Veteran, heavy in the game.
Like
11 albums.
He's literally been in the game. His debut album, which I don't know, it counts.
Oh, Infinite. Yeah.
That came out in '96. This is 24 years ago.
He's been doing it for
He's
a
been
while,
doing it
man.
for. So
and I think
mean,
Infinite was like technically like an EP or a demo type.
No, that was an album.
That was a full length?
That was a full length album. Had like 11 songs, and then
okay.
he released the EP, the Slim Shady EP, and then he released that album.
The Slim Shady LP.
Yeah.
Because that's
right.
I heard like a track off of Infinite. And it was like, it was cool, but then I heard it was something off the Slim Shady LP. It's like a single. I can't remember the single, but when I heard that shit, I was like, yo, this motherfucker is like an alien, like on some other shit.
I didn't even know about Infinite at the time that it came out, but I definitely knew about the Slim Shady LP because of the My Name Is video, because I grew up in the MTV, in that era of the MTV video generations when it was nothing but videos, and I was blown away by that lyrical display.
Video.
And that was a funny song. Like
he was playing with it, but it was that's what I'm saying as far as the content.
But the way he did it, that's what we're talking about.
Nobody out at that time could have made that
doing
song.
anything like that.
Nobody was saying the shit he
Not
was
on
saying.
that
but
level.
Then the skill was just so high that he could have talked about any fucking thing. Like anything, it would have made it sound like ill. Like he was talking about wild shit in that song.
He really was.
Like if you listen to that song and like write out the lyrics, the shit he was saying was like he was always saying crazy shit.
I
but
just
the way
drank a fifth of vodka, dare me to drive.
What? Like
all my life I've been very deprived. I ain't had a woman in years. My palms are too hairy to hide.
Like what? I didn't even know what hairy palms was.
Me neither.
Like that wasn't like a phrase in the hood. That wasn't a term. That's some white boy shit. Like we don't say hairy palms. You jerk off so much your palms get hair.
Yeah.
But when you listening to that shit, you like, yo, what the fuck is he saying? But it sounds so dope that you just fuck it like, all right, and you go with it, and then you piece it together later, and you like, oh my God, this motherfucker
that's what he was talking about. Yeah.
He's nasty. He's just ill. But we got this music to be murdered by. 20 songs, 11th album.
Okay.
We got a motherfucking fire on our hands.
You got a fire
Go
for
call
the
the fire
album.
trucks, man. Call the fire trucks right now, man.
Fire.
Go get the fire trucks. Go get the fire trucks, B. We got a fire on our hand. 80%. 80%. And this one feels good because, like I said, I've been disappointed with the last few projects from my boy. You know what I'm saying? That Kamikaze was cool, but that was more so like a bitter little, like, wham, y'all ain't like my album. Let me get some shit off.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck all that. This album, bro, he back on his shit. He's back. I can hear the production. So everybody know Eminem produced on the low.
He does.
He does a lot of production. I always kind of been a low-key fan of his shit. It's not the greatest production, but you can always hear when it's his shit. Like, it sounds just like him. And he got a couple on here that I'm not sure if he produced, but it sounds like he back into production bag. But it's so many. So first of all, the 20-length album, like, I was already talking about my sweet spot, that 11, 10. Yeah. So you already kind of turning me off with 20 joints. It's like, oh man, I got to listen to 20 projects. Like, all right,
shit,
boom, boom, boom. But 3 of them, I think, are skits. So like 2 or 3 of them are skits. So that chops it down to 17 songs. Fam. He got a lot of content on it. He got a lot of good quality songs. Like, I was going back through, because honestly, I didn't give him a fire at first. First, I gave him a loud. I was like, all right, yeah, boom, boom, boom. It was cool. I liked it. Definitely sound better than more of his other projects. And then I was going through and trying to pick the songs that I was going to talk about. And then I just kept finding songs, and I was like, oh, shit, but wait, I got to talk about that. But wait, I got to talk about that. But wait, I got to talk. I'm like, yo, like, he got a lot of joints on this fucking project.
Does.
So first of all, he opens up with the Alfred Hitchcock skits are hard. I thought they added a nice touch. He kept like we was talking about, these conceptual albums, it's hard to keep that consistency and execute that concept to where it don't come off cheesy. It comes off artistic and it's still cohesive to where it's not getting in the way of
it's good
the songs.
quality. It's expertly produced as well.
And then the songs got to be able to stand alone outside of the concept.
Right.
So that's hard to do. And he's already a complex song structuring artist.
Yeah.
Like, he don't do simple. That's not in his DNA. So his shit is going to be intricate. And then the joint he got with Young Ma, they bodied that shit. I like the shit. It's a twerk rap beat. Right? Like, the beat comes on, and it sounds like some shit you just gonna get some strippers in the club, boom, boom, boom. But they ain't just talking stripper twerk rap. Like, they rapping. And he kind of going,
rapping.
He's kind of in his bag like, look, they wanna John Bonet me. You know what John Bonet is. They want to cut my shit
if
off.
You're from an era.
You ain't even going to get that reference. But when you get it, you're going to be like, ooh. That's
you
just
have
like
to be from an era to know who John Bonet Ramsey is.
But he just like, fuck all that. I'm me. And fuck y'all. I'm not accommodating to you. I don't care about that shit. Like, I'm me. This is who I am. Middle fingers. And I'm gonna talk my shit. And he had Young Ma come in. Young Ma was like, look, M got me on a feature. I gotta show up. I can't just, you know what I'm saying? And she raps, but she rapped on this. Like, she got in her shit. She got in her lyrical, spiritual, miracle, iracle. You know when artists that you don't hear that get in that bag usually, when they get in that bag, they trying to get in a lyrical bag. And she was in her, she tried to get in her lyrical bag. And she showed up. She showed the fuck up. So she caught that shit. This motherfucker said, call Liquid Plumber, because even Dre know.
Oh, God.
You see what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying, though.
I love when he does.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, he's like the master of that shit. He does those little double entendre shit so light and so often that you hear him sometimes, you be like, but then when you hear, you like, you fucking idiot. And it's so subtly
so
like
simple.
artistic.
He does
that shit all of the time. So, all right, so here, there's so many reasons why I gave this project a 5. It's a lot of shit to talk about. I don't want to ramble, but there's one thing I gotta talk about. And the song I'm not even that crazy about. The song is called Those Kinda Nights. It's the Ed Sheeran joint.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, it's one of those joints, it's like, Eminem has this habit of doing these formulaic songs where it's like, I get the pop singer or the pop artist on the hook.
And
I'm like reaching for the pop commercial. This is the one that's gonna go.
Some kind of white,
you know what I'm saying?
White party song.
Yeah, exactly. And it was cool. I could see the college kids playing it, whatever.
Yeah, that type of shit.
But this nigga does a Ohio State rhyme scheme. Yeah, you probably didn't even catch this shit. I'm gonna break the whole shit down because it was so ill. And it's in a song that I don't even like. So mind you, I don't even really like this song, but he went so in with the pen on this one section that I had to point it out. And that just that was what changed my grade from like a loud to a fire. Because it was like, all right, my nigga, you taking a song that I ain't really crazy about, but you still giving me a flash of greatness that I could be like, all right, I'm blown away.
Okay.
So this nigga takes just think about the state Ohio.
Ohio.
Holy Toledo, it's Miss Ohio, right? So Toledo, that's a city in Ohio.
Right.
It's Miss Ohio. That's the best ass I've seen in a while. We should be dating.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
She's from Cleveland, but she's a Bengal. That chick is catty. Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. Cincinnati is in Ohio.
I got that part.
Come on, man. Dayton. We should be dating Ohio. And then he goes on. He says, is that a mini skirt? If it's a maxi, that's the shortest thing for a dress I've seen Cincinnati. That's the shortest thing I've seen for a dress Cincinnati. The shortest thing I've seen for a dress. A dress that a woman's wearing. Address. Addy. Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Come on. Like
you broke that all the way down.
Because when I heard it and it clicked, I was like, this nigga's crazy. Because I listened to the song like 5 times before I heard the scheme.
Yeah.
So when I caught the scheme, I was like, yo, for the last 6 bars, this nigga been doing the Ohio State scheme.
I caught that.
That's crazy. When I wrote this shit out and picked out the cities and come on, man. GOAT. He's a GOAT. I don't even got nothing else to say. What you think? Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Listen, I don't have anything specific like that, but here we go. Here's what I got from it.
Okay.
It is a 20-track album. You break it up. Conceptual album. He has not done that since either Relapse or the Marshall Mathers LP 2.
Which I did not like.
Which I thought was okay.
I didn't like it.
Relapse grew on me. I liked it when I heard it, and then I didn't like it, and then I heard it again. I'm like, I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
This old Slim Shady. I gave the album Music to Be Murdered By loud.
Ooh, okay.
I gave it a loud.
Okay.
65%.
Okay.
For me, I like more. Well, I like more than half of it. Like the Ed Sheeran joint, I did not get into it as hard as you did, only because I kind of pegged it as one of those, white college party joints. Like he always kind of does some stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of White Trash Party from Recovery.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Shake That from the Curtain Call soundtrack.
Yes.
The Curtain Call.
He always throws in like this is the party joint.
That's his it's formulaic because he's never been good at party songs, and nobody ever plays an Eminem song at a fucking party. He isn't
good at them. That's not his bag.
But he keeps trying, and I kind of admire him for.
But he comes from that school. Remember when you had to have every type of song on the album? Like you had to have your girl song, you had to have your party song, you had to have a street joint, you had to have a club joint, you had to have a joint that's gonna go on the radio, you had to have your joint with the R&B hook. Like he comes from that era of putting together an album.
He thinks
so. He checks all of those boxes every time,
and I don't think
tries to.
I don't think he did it with this because I've noticed that as well. He didn't do it necessarily for even the last two, Recovery and Kamikaze. He did have the song with Beyonce on Revival. That might have been the song he might have expected to be bigger. Yeah. But of course, it wasn't not executed in any good kind of way. Yeah. But that song, I wrote it off like that. But I might have to check it because it kind of is good. I just didn't really like the type of song that it was. Like if it had been framed a little bit differently. Yeah, maybe. And
that's how music works, man. That little subtle shit will make you like or not like.
Now I'm gonna listen for it because when you point the shit out, I'm like, okay, I feel like I missed it.
When I caught that.
Premonition, great way to start the album. Unaccommodating. Yes, listen, this I looked when I'm on Tidal. I'm like, you can kind of see who the guest lists are. Yeah. And when I saw Young M.A. on there, my mouth
I was shocked.
Dropped.
No, I was shocked.
I was
shocked.
What the fuck?
I was like, damn, what's that? Yo, shit just kind of be connecting though. Like with all of these artists, like they keep popping back up in different episodes, one way or another. Like,
I'm like,
but that was a shock for me too.
You know what? I bet you she shine. See, they have this. Artists probably have to sign some kind of NDA clause because they can't, if she would have, she might have been really excited about it and kind of leaked it.
Like, you think he gonna play with an album?
Yeah, he not gonna play. What? So for her to be on the album, I know she was hot. Hyped. I know she was ready for it, and she showed out, giving us Young M.A. And to see that he wanted her on the album out of any other LGBT artist that he could have picked. Not that he probably would have.
He could. He has the Rolodex to contact any artist he wants.
Yeah, Eminem. I would assume that, but he picked the Young M.A., which is a perfect foil for him, just on a cultural standpoint, and obviously from a lyrical presentation, and he respects her lyricism. Yeah, absolutely. And that's really all it is. Because
all that aside, he's not gonna fuck with you if the pen ain't at a certain level.
If the pen ain't at a certain level, so that showed me a lot. That kind of raises, not that I didn't already respect the Young M.A. like that, I did. It just, that elevates her to a different level of type of artist because you don't hear about nobody else getting no Eminem feature.
No, that was a big look.
That is a very big look.
That's still a huge deal to get that feature from Eminem or be featured. Especially being featured on his project specifically because you know how.
Now she's up there with Frank Ocean because Frank Ocean is fucking with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
We predicted the top 50, so we already got him.
So there's a reason why these artists are there, and she definitely deserved it. She definitely showed out. I have a whole list of songs that I like. Darkness, I like actually.
Fam.
I like Darkness.
All right, see, look. So that's why I was saying it's too many. I'm gonna let you talk about because it's too many songs, man.
Darkness reminds me of The Way I Am, in the sense that. You're talking about
stories.
You're talking about stories, and the way the video was executed, it was kind of dark. And I think he produced Darkness, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't even see the video.
Yeah, the video is, basically plays
the
out.
Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah, it kind of plays that out as if he is that person, and he is also rhyming to that person who is. That's the
crazy thing. He double entendred a whole song.
A whole song.
Like
a whole
what?
Song. Like. Kind of splitting the perspective up to a person watching.
So you could take
witnessing.
the whole song like two separate ways. But
he went there with it because
the genius in that, bro.
He went there with it because that's a sensitive topic for a lot of people. Like gun
violence
is
a white straight male, American male. Like that's heavy for him to talk about that and put that. And then the way he. So when you listen into the song, before you even realize what's going on, you just get the imagery from what he's saying and the way he breaking this shit down. Like I saw him in the hotel room. I see him breaking the glass with the gun.
Yep.
But before I get to that, it feel like he preparing to get on stage and rock a concert. So it's like, damn, like, is this nigga about to perform or is he? And then once you put it together at the end, it's just like.
And he also worked in a little bit of the mental illness aspect because he dealt with that. And that could be has something that the guy that did the shooting dealt with as well. So he played a lot of different layers and elements on there.
Penmanship,
so that's
man.
and I like the beat. Like I really like it it works.
It was
for
hard.
me. Leaving Heaven, him talking about his dad dying and the whole shit. That song reminds me production-wise of like Till I Collapse, Cinderella Man from Recovery. You know, it gives, because it has that boom clap type quality that he likes, that stadium rap shit.
Yes.
He's good for doing that. Like Not Afraid.
Absolutely.
He's been doing since
that Linkin Park.
Yeah, at least since Not Afraid, he been doing joints like that on all his albums.
Them
because
chanting,
that's the type.
hooks.
Yeah, that's the type of audience he plays to.
He has
and it
his
works.
formulas. He has like
does.
4 or 5 formulas that you're gonna get on every project. I don't give a fuck.
Of course, I knew Godzilla was gonna be a talking point for everybody. I knew it was gonna be,
but keep it a buck though, like give me the Juice WRLD hook and the beat, and that's all I need. Seriously, like that hook, like the way he went in on that hook and just the beat, it's just like I don't even be interested until I hear him come back on Monster.
Yeah.
Oh, he bodied that
mean,
hook. R.I.P.
really
Juice
did.
WRLD, man. That young nigga was
Juice
talented,
WRLD,
bro.
like, my
and it
dude.
felt like he just got, like Eminem just called him. He jumped out, was in his pajamas, went to the studio, like, what's the beat?
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Monster.
Fuck it.
Ooh,
Whoa.
it just come out so effortless.
God damn. And
He bodied that
I
song.
liked it, and it's unfortunate that Juice WRLD maybe didn't get to like at least see the fruit of that. That just shows like his genius, because he probably had that in the tuck ready, or maybe he just came up with that in the
He
studio.
was known for like one of them. He was like one of them freestyle devils. Like one of them niggas you got to be like, all right, shut up, because he freestyling too much. So he just get in the booth and just
do the shit. And the beat was right for that.
Oh
like,
my God.
And,
He
I
felt
mean,
right
I
in
knew
the
Eminem
pocket.
was gonna cut in and do.
Eminem did his thing.
He did his thing.
But like
he did
that
the rambling,
hook is just
rapidy
so
rap
infectious and just perfect. It's just like
it's perfect. It does bring it home.
Because that's a topic M has touched on. Like, I'm a monster. Like, like that's a common topic
that is a thing.
in music.
Yep.
So it's not like
it is.
you ain't
It's familiar to
breaking
him. The whole
recreating a wheel or nothing.
doing the whole rap god thing that he did at the end, like the different. I feel 2 ways about it. I'm like, yes, Eminem, that's very impressive. He's like that kid that always has to show up in class and just impress the teacher all the fucking time, not telling you all the
That
capitals of every
hilarious.
state. Like he knows every little geographical fact and just. He hungers
Like a
for
proud
that,
geek.
but that's why I respect him, because he
gotta
really
respect it.
loves rap,
And not too many people could do that
Not
shit.
many
period.
people just can't
like,
do
that's
it.
And that's
So
the
it's
main reason
fine.
why he does it. But I get it, because he kind of, it comes off like a little too much. Like the way he did it on this one, it was like cool. But Rap God, it was like, bro, you gave me 9 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Like I can't
And
quote
the
you
beat
one
wasn't even
line.
bopping
Yeah,
like that. It
I'm not gonna
just-
remember none of it. I'm not gonna catch it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do give him, when he does it, if you really listen closely enough and you pay back and you want to learn it, you can hear it. Like, he's
can hear
saying
every
all
word.
of these words.
You can hear
he's
every word.
enunciating. Like, that shit is not easy.
That's
a lot
not
of times
easy.
when motherfuckers try to do that triple, quadruple time shit, they
yeah.
rambling. They know
They
what it's
lose
saying,
it.
and they know you not gonna know what they're saying, so they'll just say
They'll just
fumble
try to
and
slide
try to
it
get
in
it
there.
in. This
to
nigga
fill the
says
syllable.
every
He says
word
every
clearly. He just say it so
word.
fast
Yep.
that it's like.
You can hear it. You can hear it.
But
And
like you said, that's
something.
something you want in doses. Like, I don't want to hear that for a whole project.
My favorite songs though are Farewell, because he samples a reggae song. He samples
Serranis.
Yeah.
I don't wanna play.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Listen.
That's my
I
shit. Yo, he
flipped the
caught that
fuck
shit.
out. How did what?
And it's one of them singing Eminem hooks that I
Yeah.
don't hate. Because sometimes he sings and
He
I'm
be
like, all right,
singing, it's like-
Eminem be
it's
sounding like,
grating.
all right.
It's like nails
But this
on a
one sound
chalkboard.
like it was a cool one.
Yeah,
he caught
like
that
he
shit.
caught it, and then
That's my shit.
And No Regrets with Don Toliver. Don Toliver,
Yo,
I don't even know
fuck
that
with
much
him.
about him.
I fuck with him. Everything I've heard from him is like,
It's sauce,
and I haven't heard that much
it's
from him.
sauce dripping. Like he gave that track.
fucks with him.
So No Regrets is kind of it, and I think I'm gonna just leave it there because I could go on and on
Yeah,
about this.
the Anderson Paak joint. Come
Oh,
on,
God.
man.
Yeah.
The joint with Royce and Black Thought. So first of all,
What is it, the Yaya
So first
record?
of all,
or are you talking about the one at the end, which is I Will? Both of them is hard.
nah, the Yaya one is the one with Black Thought. So that shit where they sample Busta Rhymes, that shit hard. So you give me some marching drums and like some hard kicks, I'm done. Like I don't need much more than that. But they bodied the shit. Actually, I thought Royce kind of like fell short. I thought Black Thought showed the fuck up.
Of course he did.
That's my nigga.
Because
Like,
he always does.
I say this a lot of times, and anybody who's followed me who know me knows, like, Black Thought is probably my favorite rapper of all time. Just
that
period.
nigga. He that nigga.
He just doesn't not show up. Like,
that
I haven't
nigga.
seen him not show up.
No, I've
ever.
never,
like,
never,
I can't
ever.
call on one. And he just shows up every time. He showed the fuck up. M showed the fuck up. He does a Wu-Tang rhyme scheme. Did you catch that?
I did not catch the Wu-Tang
Fam, you
rhyme
gotta
scheme.
catch. See,
I'm not catching
M
it.
comes from the battle rap world,
He
so the
does.
rhyme schemes are he's heavy with that. He's polished in that
Yeah,
area.
he really is.
Does a breakdown. Like he says, like my mom's came in and inspect my deck. She tried to throw my cassette out, and I said to protect the neck.
Oh yeah,
Yo,
yeah. I did
a
catch it. I
whole-
just,
but he
okay.
did. It was like 6. He
Yeah,
kept it
he
going.
did.
Like
yeah. I remember. I did.
But I
catch
thought
that.
Royce was playing. Royce was just bullshitting. Like he came on some. All right, yeah. He was in his pajamas. You know what I'm saying? And Royce one of my top 5 too. Like I love Royce. He's up there for me. But I feel like you come on a track with M and Black Thought, my nigga. Like these is like top 5 lyricists. You gotta.
I think.
And I felt like he came out his B bag. He wasn't in his A bag.
I think Royce the 5'9" might be taking a little bit of advantage because he's M's partner in rhyme.
That too.
And they collaborate a lot.
And he
like, they
bodied
do an
the other
album.
collab that he's on this album.
Right, you gonna learn.
He bodied that.
I think that's his beat.
He produced that too.
He did that's his beat. Like I didn't even know Royce produced
that. I gotta listen to his album. Just came out.
His album just dropped, and yo, listen.
So wait, what did you give it?
I gave it a 65.
65 loud.
65 loud.
80% fire. We've been going in on this album. I can't. I mean,
this album is great.
Eminem is a guy. I'm so happy he's back. He's out.
Returned to
Great
form.
body of work,
Returned
man.
to form.
Shout out to Eminem. Everybody go stream that shit. Our ally of the day.
Ally
Music
of
to
the
be
day.
murdered by. Streaming on all platforms currently. Go check that shit out, man. We've been fucking up. This is the only cover I put up the whole fucking episode.
Wow.
Yeah. I tried to catch it at the end like I was on it, but I missed every fucking body cover.
Totally. We've been because these albums.
Yeah, man. Let me just go ahead and give y'all a quick view.
Yeah, let's
of
do
all
that.
of these. So we had my man Jay Saint.
We had Jay
Shout out to
Saint.
Jay Saint.
You're ready.
Excommitted.
Excommitted.
Streaming on all platforms
On
right
platforms.
now. That shit was crazy. We love that project. And then who we had next?
We had
Was it Goldie Dog?
Goldie Dog with Mind Control.
Shout out to Goldie
Shout out
Dog.
to
There's
Goldie
the cover
Dog.
for that
You
project
already.
right there. Mind Control, Goldie Dog, Pink
Right,
Gorilla
right.
Entertainment. Go stream that shit out. Mind Control on all streaming platforms right
Pink
now.
Gorilla.
You know what I mean? And then we had motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Go
Cash
get that
App Me
app,
Daddy.
Cash App.
Cash Out Me Daddy.
Now listen, Fly Young Ray, come on, my nigga. Come on,
That's
my
why he
G.
need the cash so he could get a graphic
on, my
artist
G.
to do the shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly why.
Put a little more effort in that. That shit
I
is the text
mean,
setting on the IG stories. That's all he did.
It
was go
really
to the
is,
text
yeah,
and like type
and
that
just
shit in.
get
quote
the
it.
background.
But hey, it gets the job done. You know what it is. He
And
uses
Arial-
the same color as the app, the green.
Right.
So,
Arial
fuck it.
font.
Cash App Me Daddy. Shout out to Fly Young Red. Go stream that shit on all
Right.
streaming motherfucking platforms.
Genuine Beauty.
Then we had none other than Genuine Beauty. She took us to Sin City,
Sin
which was
City.
actually Atlantic City.
It's Atlantic City
You
in
know
the
what I'm
video,
saying?
but we ain't gonna tell nobody.
We already told them, but it is what it is.
It
We
is
out
what
here,
it
you know what I'm
is.
saying? They was still lounging on the boardwalk.
lounging.
You know what I'm saying? In a hot tub,
In the
cigars.
hot
I gotta go
tub.
check out that video. Shout out
Yeah.
to Genuine Beauty and Gemini. What was it?
Gemini Salter.
Gemini Salter. Sin City, streaming on all platforms.
Right.
Go check that shit out, man. Am I missing anybody else? Who else did we
Nah,
have?
we
And
had
I
Eminem.
So
And
we
we
good
had
to go,
Eminem.
man.
We good to go, man.
So that's it, man, for the
That's the
music.
reviews.
IQ plus artists are out. Yo, it's a lot of music humming, and it's been constant. People been hitting us up. The inbox
are.
is getting full. We got a few joints we still got to check out and listen to. We going to
Yeah.
get to y'all. We haven't forgotten, but keep sending us that music. We definitely want to get it, check it out, and review it.
And review
That's what
it.
it's all about, man. Like we said, it's a community-based show. We are Q Plus artists. It's your boy EarthTone, motherfucking Peasy.
Yes, sir. And get your bios, gang. Get your
Please
bios.
work on those bios. Just give me a
Please get it.
paragraph. We don't need much. Just give me a
paragraph.
blurb. You could put it in your Facebook, on your SoundCloud,
Put it
or your
anywhere.
IG. Put it somewhere.
Put it somewhere where we could find it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is.
But hey, man, with so much going on in this city, how could you not know what's going on in the motherfucking streets?
Man,
you know what I'm
listen.
saying? Now that we got the music out of our system,
Now that we got the music out of our system, let's get to these Skreetz, because these Skreetz been screaming and screaming and screaming. There's so much going on.
oh my God. All right, let's just get to the
All right,
shits.
so we're in March already. The Grammys were at the end of January,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a whole lot of moments at the Grammys that I wanted to at least discuss because Q Plus was representing
Q Plus was
from
heavy.
what I saw. And I want to just harp on that. We're not going to talk about the whole ceremony. We're just going to talk about the Q Plus artists that were highlighted.
Okay.
There were a lot of winners in there. Lil Nas X won, I believe, 2. He won for Best Pop Duo. And he won, Best Pop Duo. And I think he won for video as well for Old Town Road. You already know. Lizzo won a couple Grammys. Traditional R&B solo pop performance. Jesse Saint, who's a co-writer on Truth Hurts, so that won. Tyler, the Creator, won Best Rap Album. You know what I'm saying? For Igor, you know what it is.
Controversy behind that one.
Had a little bit of controversy, and we're gonna get to that in a hot little second. Lady Gaga won a Grammy for Always Remember Us from, I believe that's from A Star Is Born. It feel like that.
I was gonna say, like, she's still getting Grammys.
She's still getting recognition from that. Lady Gaga's winning. If that ain't if that ain't like the career move
Lady
for her,
Gaga?
like the reinvention of her life.
She's not fucking around.
She's not fucking around.
That
video or that movie is winning, and I haven't even seen it. But anyway, we'll keep that between us. Steve Lacy was nominated, I believe, for Apollo 21 Best Urban Contemporary nomination.
Okay, Steve.
Steve Lacy was actually one of the people that we reviewed on one of our rough cuts.
Yes.
And we
went through album that. I love.
And that album was too fire.
Absolutely.
So he definitely deserved the Grammy.
So you know what I'm saying? We on to something here.
We We didn't even know. At the time, we didn't know that he was going to be nominated.
Know.
It is what it is. Billy Porter with the remote control Matador lampshade hat on the red carpet. That had a lot of people kind of fucked up in the game, but you already know Billy Porter. Ever since the dress, the tuxedo dress, he's just leveling up every time.
I think he got to kind of find a balance now. Like he's starting to get a little outrageous. Like, all right, Billy, you know what I'm saying? You can't just pull anything off my G. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but he gonna try.
I fuss with you.
Who gonna tell him no?
Nobody.
Who gonna tell him no? Who gonna check him?
Nobody.
Lil Nas X performed at the Grammys. Performs Old Town Road with all of its remix people.
Is this when he did the joint with Nas?
He did. He pulled out.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Let's hold on. He did. All right, let me see. He did Old Town Road. Of course, he had everybody on there. But at the end of the performance, that's when he switched to Rodeo, and then he brought out Nas.
Because I didn't see it. I just heard about it. I
saw it, and my mouth dropped again because that was another cultural moment. That's why this whole shit is so like. I'm just
the Grammys was a fucking.
That's the platform right there. Like I respect Nas, even though Nas got his own shit going on. But the fact that Nas went on Lil Nas X's song, and
is he technically an ally now?
I don't even know. I really don't.
I would love to have Nas on the list.
It would be great.
Plus allies,
it would be great,
just so we can review.
He got to do just a little bit more.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I'm reaching.
You got a song with probably the most visible Q Plus artist out now. But
he's not on his shit though.
But he's not.
He would have to put Lil Nas on his shit. That's the qualification.
That would work.
That's the qualification. That's what we said.
And he's supposed
you can't just be on their shit because you could just be riding away.
That would work, but I don't know if that still would count as a Q Plus artist. We got to see him say something.
Lil Nas?
No, Nas.
What you mean it wouldn't count as a Q Plus artist? Oh, an ally.
An ally, I mean.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, he's on the remix though, but it's not is it an official remix?
It's an official single.
Did he body I didn't even hear. Did he body the verse?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah?
He did. He bodied the performance. He bodied the verse.
I can't even believe it.
And the video. Have you seen the video?
I haven't seen the video.
The video's out. Nas is in the video.
All right, can I just say something? Fun fact.
Fun fact. What's up?
Not so fun fact.
Okay.
I hated that Lil Nas outfit.
Let's talk about that.
I hated it.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about the outfit for a second anyway.
I hated it.
Okay, before we get into that, let me talk about Tyler, the Creator's performance of Earthquake. With Siri, shut the fuck up.
Come on, Siri.
It wasn't Siri. It was
Go
Google.
ahead, Siri.
Anyway, whatever. We're gonna put that away.
Alexa.
Whoever Google is or whoever whoever
that
the hell
bird.
she is. Anyway, performance of Earthquake with I think it was Charlie Wilson and Boyz II Men. I think Boyz II Men was on the stage
is that
with
my
him
joint?
with
the club joint?
New Magic Wand.
I didn't
Earthquake
see it.
was Earthquake. Earthquake was Earthquake. That song, and then New Magic Wand was like a rap. I don't remember those songs. I remember that I know the album, but I didn't really get into the album. But that's a whole other story. I wouldn't really fucking.
It was a good
alright.
album.
Like,
it was a good album. It was interesting. It wasn't like
okay.
Yeah.
But
it missed the date. It missed the cutoff. We couldn't review it.
Okay, but here's the thing: the controversial comment that he said after about it, and just the fact that the way Grammys group black artists, and it's always either rap or urban. I get it, I like it, and I understand exactly where he's coming from. But the way the Grammys is set up. It is an institution that is formulated by a bunch of music experts or music people who, shall we say, people who are in the music business, and it's usually a bunch of old white people who have been in the music industry for a long time. And there's no term limit to being a Grammys voting member. So you're going to have all these people who've been there for centuries, years, decades, whatever. And that's the institution that you're going. If you're going to play that game, like, I'm not saying just be happy with scraps, but understand where that's coming from. What is important is the fact that you did win the Grammy. You got the best rap album. Accept that shit and, kind of just either start your own shit, because we've been talking about as in the music community, we've been talking about coming up with a whole thing where we will award each other. The closest thing we have is the BET Awards, where it's mostly just us pretty much praising ourselves. But coming up with something on the level of the Grammys where, we got a little bit more work to get there. So I get that. If you're not part of that movement, then don't worry about what the Grammys, how they group you. You already know what that is and what kind of game you got to play. You got to work with a whole lot of people that are on the Grammy committee in order to be nominated and even considered for a Grammy in the first place. So you already knew what you was doing because you've been in the industry for a while. You knew who the who's who's awarding these artists and who's working with these artists and the albums that win. You already know that. That's a game in and of itself. So this is not rocket science to me. It might be something that's hard to wrap your head around when you're a musician starting out. But I know Tyler understands.
I don't even think it was so much that. I kind of have a different take on it. I appreciated the fact that he did it after he won. Because a lot of times you hear the losers are the ones griping like, the Grammys so this, Grammys so white, blah, 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 blah. Which there is. Like, the process is antiquated. That's the biggest issue. Like, music is probably the shit, other than technology, that changes the fastest in life.
Every time.
So for the music platform that is responsible for setting a standard on what we qualify as what's top-notch music, if that shit is antiquated, like, that just don't even match up. You got the music moving at this rate, but then you got a platform that's still stuck in the 1900s and shit. Like, the shit has to be updated. So every year we're going to have these issues. And it's important for these artists to keep bringing it up and keep letting them know. Make it uncomfortable until they change it and get the shit right. So I respect it. I salute it, and it makes a bigger deal because Tyler did it because he just won the shit. It's easy to be like, you know what, I just won. Let me shut up. Let me take my shit and be cool and happy with it. But the fact that he spoke up, he went out of his way to speak up, and he did it for the other generations that's coming up, the next Grammys next year. So now they got to look at it like, oh, shit, he did say that shit. This shit keep happening. This shit happened for the last 4 years. We got to do something. We got to change something.
This shit's been going on.
You know what I'm saying? You got to keep your foot on these niggas' necks, man. Fuck that shit. I was happy that he said that shit. And he had a lot of validity to it because his album wasn't a rap album. It wasn't a rap album. Like, we quick to throw this shit in there because he's black and he's made rap albums before. But if you listen to that whole project, you might have like 2 or 3 verses on there. Like, it's not a lot of rap on there.
Okay, yeah.
It might be like a hip-hop album, but it's not necessarily a rap album. So they gave him just a straight-up best rap album. And then how would you feel if you really made a rap album and you was in that category and it's like, yo, you got me up against an album that's not even a rap album.
Yeah.
Like, so they fucking up all across the board, which is why I'm glad he mentioned it. And he took it with grace. He's like, I'm thankful for it. I'm glad they, acknowledged me. So part of me is like, yo, I'm so excited to win a Grammy. But the other part of me is like, and that's kind of the duality of being a person of color in America, especially a queer person of color in America. Like, you always have those nuances, those dualities where you pull one way and you pull the other way at the same fucking time. Like, that's just life. And we got to speak on this shit for it to change and, get there. But I think it's gradually happening. But that's dope. I'm glad to see that.
That's what it is. You shout out to Tyler, you know, in any way that you did win the Grammy and that you are being recognized as an artist, you know, that the Grammy considers great. And at the end of the day, that's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's move on to this Dwayne Wade situation and his daughter coming out as transgender, or them announcing that his daughter is transgender, and the wave of support that Dwayne Wade and his daughter got. But there, of course, you know, when there's a whole lot of love, there's going to be a little bit of hate. And I just kind of am so over the shit, the angle that people always try to bring. They always try to bring Christianity into the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always a God
I feel
thing.
like whenever somebody does that, like you just throwing away the argument right there. Like you losing it right there. It's like, shut the fuck up.
I mean,
like, that's your argument? Like, you got a better chance coming up with something else than like, all right, but the Bible says, or, because anybody can take any quote, like anything you believe, you can find a quote that's gonna back that shit up in the Bible. The Bible is the longest book we got. The shit got like 2 different sections, 80 fucking writers. Like, imagine if you put out a book today that had 2 sections, 80 different writers. You know how many thoughts and fucking ideas and shit that would go into that book that you would have to decipher and break down and take. Like, that shit is more like a book of poems as opposed to like
I just want to say, shout out to Pastor Troy and Lil Boozy and Young Thug. They all had something to say. Pastor Troy about Lil Nas X and the outfit. Now, rewind it back to the outfit that Lil Nas X wore at the Grammys. It was horrendous.
It was terrible.
Everybody hated it, but at least you were there, and at least you showed up, and at least you did your thing.
Yeah.
But that outfit was horrendous. But in any case, it doesn't mean that somebody like Pastor Troy, who ain't been hot since, I don't know, Are We Cutting? 2005? Like, you ain't had a hit in generations. And so you came out your sleepy cobweb ass, dirty ass crib to come and talk some shit about a young nigga coming up and making it in America where it's already hard as a black man. And now you got something to say about somebody who is open about their sexuality, and you're coming out with some antiquated garbage just because you saw some people at Applebee's and they were sharing a cheese stick and you got offended by that, you and your son. Like, please, my nigga, who brought you out here? Who called you? Who asked for you? No one ever asked for you. I don't remember anybody ever asking me or anybody else for a Pastor Troy record like, you are not hot anymore. That was 15 years ago, my nigga. You came out the blue. You don't have nothing else better to do than to talk about a Little Nas. That kind of really blew my mind, the lengths that people go through just to denounce homosexuality on their own little way. It really just blows my mind. Like, next thing you know, I don't know, like, somebody gonna come out of the dead and just talk shit about, I don't know, a Lil Nas X or whatever record he come out. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, and it's based on what God, but nobody want to tell you when you being Christ-like. That's what Kanye said.
That was my shit too. That was my favorite song.
Right. That was my line, shit. But don't nobody want to tell you when you being Christ-like. Like, everybody's so quick to call out the devil or some shit.
You know what the crazy shit is? Like,
but let's talk about Young Thug, which I thought Young Thug being that. Remember when we talked about the whole documentary with Trinidad James, the whole shit that Complex did, and you had Trinidad James supporting Young Thug for wearing a dress. If you want to wear a dress,
it's just like one of those weird double standards.
It really is. It's fucking.
We have a lot of those.
I gotta call that shit out though, because I think it's ridiculous, and I think this is why I support Lil Nas X in the first place. I don't think his music is that great, but what he stands for and what he represents to us it speaks way more to what we could be in our progression and where the culture is going, where it could go, and the potential that it is if we let go of some of the bullshit that basically the white man has taught your family and beat into your head for generations upon generations. You got to heal from that first before you can accept it. So I accept that maybe you might be fucked up in the head with that shit, but please, like, at the end of the day, relax, go wear your dress on Jeffrey like you did, sit the fuck down, do your little tweets, and call it a day because nobody is bothering you. Nobody, and Fly Young Red called that shit out at the end of the day. I think he did a video.
Talking about who, Pastor Troy? Or?
No, yeah, he talked about the same thing.
I saw that one.
Yeah, like that's why I fuck with Fly Young Red. I'm just really
part of it
over
is like I like when the shit happens because it keeps us on our toes and lets us know that look, a lot of shit is changing, but shit ain't sweet, and there's still a whole generation out there that just don't fuck with us.
That don't get it.
And we need to always know that. We should never forget that. We should never get comfortable or complacent enough to the point where we walking around thinking shit is sweet because it's not.
It's never.
And I like when shit like that happens because it's a constant reminder that you walking amongst motherfuckers every day that literally don't give a shit about you, don't fuck with you. Not even don't fuck with you, but would like to see harm happen to you. Like, that shit is a reality, and people don't fuck with it. So when shit like that happen, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like we got to notice it. But for it to go viral, it's like, all right, everybody's going crazy. Everybody's comments are responding, getting their pennies in a bunch. You just said it. When the last time you heard of Pastor Troy? Why are we getting up in arms about what the fuck Pastor Troy has to say about anything regarding music when he hasn't dropped anything of relevance in the last 10, 20 years? Like, why is he going viral right now?
I feel
he
you.
should have been able to make that statement and somebody see, like, all right, move on.
Move on.
Like, viral? Like, how we talking about Pastor Troy right now? Get the fuck out of here.
And I like
now, Young Thug is still relevant and it's current. His shit was confusing because it's like, my nigga.
Like you,
like I don't even have like what do we have to like? We don't even have to say why that's just strange and weird. And they did like a little meme line showing like all of the different questionable looks he did. They had one where he was like had this blonde dress. He was doing a kissy lips with red lipstick on. It's like my nigga, you've been in so many different. And he has a representation of like a street dude, a thug or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit don't negate other weird shit. Like if you weird, own up to it. But don't go around calling other motherfuckers. Like if like you ain't just super questionable. Like just be in your pocket. Niggas do that to you. So why you out here doing it to other people? You know what I'm saying? It's like mind your fucking business. Like I thought that was super. That shit irked me more than the Pastor Troy shit. Because it's like Pastor Troy, I get it, I see what it is, I expect it. Like what else did you think? Like you surprised by his thoughts? Like I would be surprised if he felt opposite.
You're right.
That would be the shock.
So
it was like he doing. I get it. Like, but he knew. But see, even after that, he responded like, "Yeah, I is exactly what I thought was gonna happen." Like niggas be trolling the Q+ community. Like we gotta stop jumping on this shit. Fuck them niggas. Like we got so much energy and positive shit to put towards other shit. That shit should be some laugh at it and then get the fuck out of here. It shouldn't go viral every fucking time somebody. Like how many times Boosie gonna go viral?
Yeah.
Seriously, we know how Boosie thinks. We know what it is. How many times he gonna go viral for doing what we know he gonna do?
Because he got a platform to do it, and he has an audience, so it's gonna be seen.
Come on, like why we giving that dumb shit energy? Like we done heard him say this shit for like the last since he been out.
This shit just bothers.
Since he been out, he been saying this shit.
It's just not so much Boozy, but people who do come out of the woodworks. Like who next?
Niggas is just stupid.
I'm just like
Fuck
who next?
It's about us.
You know
it's about this Q+ community. And it's about these artists. It's about these motherfuckers out here making a real change. About these allies supporting the community in a real way. And fuck all them other niggas.
But that's exactly. But you know the whole thing is this is why we have a platform like this because first of all there isn't anything like what we're doing out here right now. There isn't really like so much of that. And we have to like give ourselves this platform because we can't be waiting for anybody else because everybody is waiting for somebody to dress like Lil Nas X to shoot him the fuck down. Exactly. We're not safe out here, but we got to come together as I really
want to know who consulted Lil Nas on that decision because it was a bad decision.
I don't know.
But that's all I'm going to say on that. Listen, we had a lot to talk about today. We've been rambling. This is a long fucking show. We've been giving y'all a fucking lot today. Yeah. I'm hyped. I'm stressed. I need the fucking motherfucking smoke.
Let's do the smoke thing. Let's smoke this shit.
Is you with me on this?
I think we need to go to
my fucking smoking session. Y'all had enough, man. I'm sick of this shit. Yo, listen. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Go check out the artists we talked about. We had a lot of hot topics that's going on in these streets. What y'all think about the Grammys? What y'all think about the Oscars? What you think about Lil Nas leather fucking S&M Matrix outfit? What do you think about Boosie? What do you think about Pastor Troy?
And Dwayne Wade and his daughter,
Zaya. Like, what do y'all think about these topics? This is the shit that we talking about in these streets, and we want to know what y'all got to say about it. So hit us up in the comments, man. Artists, hit us up if y'all want to be reviewed. We just getting started here. It's episode number 5. We hope y'all enjoy it. And come kick it with us in the smoking section, man.
Let's kick it.
Come on, man. We ain't done. Come on.
Oh, it's about that time.
It's about that time.
For another smoking session in the smoking section. What's up, y'all? Welcome back.
Still said it wrong.
You did.
I did.
Messing up. We're going to get it right. It's all good. We're not worried about that. We out here to smoke, man. That's what we're about to do. Let me light up this motherfucking. You know what I mean?
Please do.
What's popping with you, though, homie? You good? Everything good?
Everything is chill right now.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? We went a lot on that episode.
It was a healthy episode.
Episode 5, you know what I'm saying?
A healthy session.
But I hope you guys enjoyed it because we had a good time making it.
A lot of fun. That was a good time. So what's going on, man? We about to chill out, man. That was a hot energy, a lot going on. Now we want to kind of mellow it out a little bit.
Smooth it out, you know what I'm saying?
Chill it out a little bit. But we always have a question when we come up in here. And this is something that's been on my mind a little bit lately.
Okay.
What the fuck is CBD? I mean, because I know what THC is, and I heard of CBD. I'm kind of aware of it.
I heard some things, but I need you to break it down for a player.
Well, luckily, I did some research, and I brought my notes with me.
Okay. See?
So we're going to check it out.
I like when niggas is prepared.
So you take that.
Let's do it.
And we're going to run it down. So what is CBD and what is THC? So I'm sure most of you, especially my smokers out there, if you've heard of THC before, I'm sure you've heard of CBD before, but I'm way more familiar with THC than CBD.
Facts.
So I want us to know what's the difference between the two. But first, we got to know what the fuck are they. So THC is tetrahydrocannabinol. That's the acronym THC. That's what it's for. And it's a chemical compound that's found in cannabis plants.
Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. I'm glad they just broke it down to THC because I wasn't be saying that.
Yeah.
And then CBD is cannabidiol. Cannabidiol. They all sound like drugs and shit. Like some shit that's gonna follow with mad side effects. Cannabidiol. Do not take with and
the side effects is you will have a runny nose, death, you will have an upset stomach, you might have a baby father.
That shit sound crazy. So thank God they just said CBD and THC. Right. But that's what they stand for, that's what they mean. And they're pretty much chemical compounds that can be found in cannabis plants. Now the only difference between them is that THC is the shit that gets you high. That's a psychoactive compound. That gives you that euphoric feeling when you smoking. You know the feeling of being high. Everybody know what that is.
Right.
CBD is non-psychoactive. So that's literally the only difference. They're the same thing. You find them in both hemp and marijuana. So cannabis is 2 cannabis plants. It's hemp and marijuana. Very similar. The difference is with hemp has more CBD in it.
Right.
And very little THC. It's like 0.3% THC. Marijuana has very high concentrations of THC and very little CBD. So they both have both, but it's just the concentration of them is different. So that's the difference between hemp and marijuana. So you hear hemp, like a lot of hemp products being made nowadays now. Right. I got like a hemp book bag and shit. But you can get, CBD comes in different forms. So it comes in like oils, it comes in edibles, tinctures, capsules, and you can get THC in the same forms as well. Like I said, they're pretty similar. They had the one difference is that side effect of, getting high. You can't get that with CBD. THC is the only thing that you get that from.
So have you ever smoked hemp?
I've never smoked hemp, no. Have I smoked hemp? I don't think so, no.
Because when we both do hemp, we go on and on and on and on and on and sweeter than Ben and Jerry.
Fam. That's the crazy shit. Like everybody knows that lyric, but I never knew he was saying hemp. Like I didn't even realize what hemp was until like really researching and doing, but I never knew he was saying, and we both do hemp. Like I'm thinking, like honestly, I thought he said, and when we both do him, for a second, and then I'm like, nah, he not saying that.
Oh God, can you imagine if that was the gag?
I'm like, he's not saying that.
No,
but
he's not.
I didn't know he was saying hemp. So that's crazy to really actually now find out that that's what he was saying. But yeah, that's what hemp is. So
they used to censor it on MTV.
Yeah, and when we both do, it would just space it out. So that's how I used to sing the song. I never knew what he was saying.
Since I had bought the Violator compilation DVD, and then I was also, fun fact, when I was looking up lyrics in school, I was not doing my schoolwork. I was looking up goddamn lyrics.
There you go.
The vibrant thing. So that's how I found out he was really saying hemp. And I knew a little bit about it.
That's how it went.
But I just didn't know exactly how it related to cannabis or marijuana.
Okay. Well, there you go. So now you know what hemp is. That's crazy.
You already.
Hey, the more you know, ladies and gentlemen.
The more you know.
But yeah, so you could get CBD. You get CBD from hemp. And they both come in the same forms, like THC. Nobody's really smoking marijuana for CBD. Like I said, it has very little concentration of CBD. But they both have the same like benefits. So as far as like the medical benefits, pain relief, glaucoma, nausea.
That's that glaucoma
anxiety,
medicine.
Depression.
That Medea was talking about.
Exactly.
It was CBD. Yeah, see? For those that was
Medea
wondering.
You know Medea
She knew what was going on. She the one really in these streets.
But see, that's where it comes as far as the legalities, because, now it's still a federal offense, marijuana.
Facts.
But state laws are different. States have their own laws that they don't surpass federal, but the feds pretty much don't come fuck with them. Yeah. Because they got their own shit going on. Like Colorado and Denver, everybody knows you can go out there and get all kinds of shit. It's recreational and medical.
California.
So some states have passed it, it's legal for marijuana, for medical use, and some states have passed it for recreational use. So pretty much the only difference is that for medical use, you got to get it from, you got to be prescribed by a doctor, have a note, and then you get it from like a dispensary. You can't just get it from the, the homie. Right. I mean, you're never really supposed to be getting it from the homie. That's always going to be illegal, but you know how that go. But recreational means you could just use it. You don't need a prescription for it. You could just buy it at the dispensary. You good. Like Cali, like you could just go. You don't even need nothing. Like you walk up into Cali, it's like weed stores, fam.
What you want today, fam?
Like weed stores. I've dreamt about that.
That's where we're going to get that moon rock.
Man, for real.
Don't forget, that moon rock challenge, we need to find it.
Absolutely. But so as far as the laws, like I said, it's still illegal federally, but state laws, some states is legal. So you got to know your laws in your states. Like New York, for example, I think it's legal medically. So you do need a prescription to get it from a dispensary. Right. But they decriminalized it. So that's kind of another phase that some states are doing. So they softened the laws. I think you could walk around with like 2 O's. Right. And you only get a ticket and a $200 fine, which is, I mean, as opposed to going to jail, that's a pretty big deal. That's a big step. But right across the river in Jersey, you know what I'm saying? The same amount of weed, you get caught with that, you get 6 months. Ooh. So you got to know your laws. Don't be out here fucking around. Like, know your laws. Know what's going on.
Fucking around with the fuckery, y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the biggest difference, like I said, between CBD and THC. But I got a fun fact.
What's that?
In June 2018, the FDA actually approved a drug called Epidiolex. And it's the first prescription medication that has CBD in it. So there's an actual drug that you could be prescribed that has CBD in it. And, like I said, it has medical uses. Like this shit is documented. Like It's proven, you know what I'm saying, that marijuana, THC, CBD has medical, benefits.
Do you know what the Epidiolex is for?
I'm sure it's for something like, I'm actually not 100% sure specifically what it's for, but there's a number of, reasons why people use medical marijuana for treatments. Like I said, pain relief, depression, nausea, appetite loss, shit like that. Like it's a lot of different benefits for medical marijuana, but I'm not sure specifically what Epidiolex is for. Okay, but it's a new drug. It came out in 2018. And like I said, it's kind of showing you where the marijuana industry is heading and where it's going as far as the laws and, being more, having a different image and perception from people. as looked at, before it was looked at as, just a cheap street drug. Now people really, giving it just due, and it's, becoming legal. And the next step, of course, everybody's still talking about, like, you got to get all of these people who incarcerated, like the retroactive movement. So that's why they really hesitating with the laws, because they're going to have to figure that out once they legalize it. Like,
where all these niggas gonna go.
Exactly. But yeah, that's that, man. Have you ever dabble with CBD?
I have not dabbled with CBD, but I did hear about these restaurants that were dabbling in it in some of the foods. So, but that kind of came and went real quick, because overnight it seemed like they criminalized CBD in food. Yes. Which I thought was ironic.
Like they decriminalized it and then decriminalized it real quick. It was actually a restaurant that's not too far from here that opened up. Right. And that was their shit. Like they whole theme was the CBD shit. They had the food, they had the drinks you could get. And it wasn't even that great.
I went
there and it was like, the food was like, I ain't even do a CBD because I was sleeping on the CBD wave. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just smoke a L. Like I ain't fuck all the bullshit. But I wanted to see how the food was. But it was like, but they ended up shutting down. Like soon as they passed that law back again, it was like,
it was weird.
Shut that whole shit down. I felt bad for them. But that shit was weird. It definitely went under the rug. They swept that shit under the rug.
Really quick.
I actually forgot about that shit. But yeah, man, that's the difference between CBD and THC. So you guys learned what, CBD and THC is, and then what's the major difference and what's the similarities. So there you have it.
There you have it.
You know what I'm saying? The more you know. Informative. That's what we do out here, man. We out here teaching, spreading knowledge, dropping gems, jewels on them. You heard?
I feel learned.
Exactly. And that's what we came to do, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with us. And we're going to end it like we always do, or like we usually do, on a high note. But motherfucking L is out, so I got to roll up, man.
You got to roll up another one. Hey, you got all them Dutch masters that, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That
nigga got it right with the cigarillos, man. So I'm about to go up, get up in these.
She ain't got to worry about that, yeah.
All right, y'all, man. Peace.
Don't you know that from coast to coast, where there's dope, there's hope, where there's dope, there's hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit?